Hello?
Oh, no.
Hey, do you want to play Asunder?
Oh, we had a thunder today.
Sure did.
Oh, I didn't know.
Uh-oh. You busy tonight? It's been a rough ride over the past 3 weeks if you've been going over the Rocky Mountains. You've reached your destination, a saloon in the middle of nowhere. But they've got one thing you know you've been looking forward to. Cool, cold, refreshing, unreliable podcast with Owen Genlegs Watry, your unreliable narrator. Here with, well, we have 3 of the friends. We have
Linnaeus, Lisa,
Barrick, Michaela.
Saxter Brandon.
That's right. Dylan, just Dylan, dead. Gone. He played too badly and I took him out. Probably. We'll see. It's
just
fine.
trying to level us up.
Last session, we started with everyone getting back together in the city of Lorm and turned in some quests, in addition to Loril being summoned to talk to Lady Saravek Laurier and the Queen of the Far East. As that was happening, the other 3 party members went and turned in their more normal quest for killing the undead, which involved them sitting in the waiting room of a bunch of other adventurers. While they were talking to them, they made a friend for Linnaeus named Chuck, who had his party die in their last adventure, and he was kind of burned and charred. After Loril got a new quest, and the other 3 turned in their old one and got paid for it, they took Chuck, in addition to Loril, and went down to the deeply fanged serpent. Thank you. Before they left, though, Linnaeus got asked a couple questions by the Queen's Chorus, and Saxter listened to see what was going on. One of those was true. He did one of those. After they got down to the deeply fanged serpent, they decided to maybe see if the quest for the Pure Light cultist could be postponed or maybe just sort of reserved with their name on it. And that wasn't the case. They also then went to go talk to the Pure Light cultists and just sort of gather intel about the Pure Light cultists from people around town. And the conversation went okay. Near the end, Saxter implied that more violent ends were appropriate, and he couldn't really tell how that came across, so the listeners don't get to know either. That's a secret for me to know, and you two horrifyingly discover one day.
That's telling.
Finally, Loril went to dinner with Lady Saravek once more and had a shipment put on her to-do list as well. Something off to Hempridge. And as it was loaded onto the ship, the party inspected it without opening it because that had an extra 2... Oh, where'd my notes go? Sapphires? Diamonds. 2 diamonds for not opening it. 2 diamonds for the delivery. The party inspected it and determined that, there's probably demon's blood in this.
It was sloshing.
It was... It do be sloshing. You discussed a riddle. A treasure map.
Mm-hmm. It wasn't treasure map. It was like treasure instructions. There was no map associated, just forks and noses and
Nice.
vagaries.
Finally, you guys had arrived in Hempridge. You had... Or the person on the roof of the Hempridge area had called up and said, "Hey, we're not expecting any people, any deliveries. Who are you from? Who are you with?" And that's when, I'm pretty sure Loril said, "We're delivering for Saravek Laurier." And that's when I stopped the episode to say, "Barrick, you know the name Laurier. it's hot on your mind because that's the name of the house from the Skylands that engraves that type of symbol on the Blyce crystal necklace that you have.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the one that you found on the dead body of your friend. And that's right where we stopped, which means we're in a weird spot where we definitely don't have Dylan yet. And I don't know. Maybe just a quick touch in for the three characters that we do have here of what are you thinking in this moment? Where's your head at?
Shit.
Your head's at shit?
Yep.
Okay.
Well put.
Aw, damn. Probably shock a little bit too, because I know that Dylan, like Laurel's been talking to Saravek the whole time, and
Yeah.
now we're doing a job for them, and yeah, so probably shock and upset and like, what the fuck?
Okay. Yeah.
Probably sharing this with Oot.
If you tell Oot this,
Oh no.
Oh, probably wouldn't tell Oot that yet.
Okay.
No, yeah, that's
Okay.
bad. That's a bad time.
delicate
Yeah, this is
situation.
not the time nor the place. Well, Oot can speak English though, can't he? And
He
doesn't
can't read.
He can't read.
Oh,
So
but
he
he
didn't
can
see
hear.
that. Oh.
Yeah, and didn't we talk about?
what's Oot's intelligence?
That's a good question.
Oh, keeper of the Oot sheet.
To shoot, if you will.
His intelligence is 6.
Okay. I'm going to say make a perception check for Oot. I don't think I'm going to say any boons or banes, so... How'd Oot do?
His perception is 12 though.
That's the score other people try to beat when they try to hide from him.
Oh, I understand. Okay. Yeah, no. Oot does not have any idea what's going on. I rolled
Okay.
a 2, so
Fortunately, Oot missed
'Kay.
that in the moment. So Oot is none the wiser. Barrick is confused and upset.
yeah,
Surprise.
probably
Barrick something.
a whirlwind of emotions.
Can you sense that?
It's not stated in hard language that that's the case. It just says forge a deep bond with their beast companion that allows you to communicate with your beasts and other beasts like them, to act in tandem with the beast more effectively, and to enhance their capabilities for a short period of time. So there might be a amount of attunement, but I don't think it's like a full overlap Pacific Rim drift compatible.
I was more thinking along the lines of like when cats and dogs can tell that you're stressed, you know? They don't know why. They just know.
Right. Okay. I think it seems like Barrick's not going to do anything in the moment. More of just like a surprise, stunned situation. So, in the short term, I think we're going to say that Laurel talks for a moment to the sort of person on top of this building. They combine in fact that this is a shipment from Lady Saravek Laurier, so it is okay to be brought down, and a couple of the crew members deckhands are told to grab the crate and bring it down the gangplank and into the building. Do any of you want to go into the building with?
Yes.
Okay.
I want to keep an eye on this.
Yes, please.
Yeah, I think Linnaeus especially can be like a person carrying it.
Do you guys come too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just kind of going with the group.
Yes, please. I have
Wherever.
a keen interest in what is about to happen now.
Yeah.
Is the box like super heavy? I thought like one of us was able to.
It takes a couple people.
It takes
to lift
2.
it. Yeah, it takes 2.
Takes 2.
Sponsored. Actually, our
I
first
wish.
sponsor. This isn't online at
That
all
would
in
be
any
so
meaningful way, but we're sponsored.
Actually, our first sponsor was L'Oreal. Thank you.
That is true. So this is our second
Shit.
sponsor.
And it takes it like we were sponsored by a game that was developed like or it came out like 4 years ago.
It's been a while. Go check it out again. It's still good. It holds up.
It is.
Yeah.
And it does.
It is.
Yeah, good game.
This is true. GG.
The people that asked us who we were, what we were
Right.
doing there, were they at all surprised, I guess? They were expecting this? Can we do like a
Yeah.
I just want to kind of perceive how they're acting.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Vibe check.
Vibe check.
Can I do? I also want to like see if do they seem like guards or do they seem like kind of like criminals?
The person who met you on the roof seems more like a guard.
Okay.
Someone who's just supposed to like keep watch of this building.
Right.
As you're brought deeper into the building, one of the first things you notice is that it's definitely not like a warehouse type situation. This is more of you see a sort of off to one side of the building, maybe half of the building is devoted to growing living equipment. And so there are these giant sort of cauldron-looking vats of these very dedicated types of plant that Linnaeus definitely is familiar with. But it's something from New Gaia that it's this plant that's like specialized serving as this sort of growing host for the living gear. And the living gear like sprouts out of it with some mostly plant, but also some like animal type traits to it. And through the input of a plant shaper is slowly crafted into something that sometimes doesn't even resemble a plant at the end. Sometimes they actually grow into like insect type things. Sometimes it's a more crude functional object, but it goes through like these stages before it eventually turns into something you're more familiar with as a piece of gear. For the very sort of low-level rudimentary club that you have, the Fiddlefern Club, it didn't require something as powerful as one of these grower vats. It could be just sort of manually shaped by someone with the knowledge of New Gaia. But for some of the more high-end or complicated pieces of living gear, it requires this type of vat. So that's on one side of the building. On the other side of the building, you see a sort of split in half again. So a quarter of that is dedicated to what looks like a series of desks where she got to go. Can't get stuck downstairs. Not with Dylan coming. Okay, so we had just gotten over the recap into everything. We've gotten down into the room. People are bringing the box with. Barrick is kind of surprised. Oot did not hear Laurier. And I was just describing the building that you were all going into.
Oh, yeah. I remember the cliffhanger ending now.
Yeah. So, to summarize quickly, half of the building is dedicated to growing vats for living gear. The other half of the building is split between these research desks that appear to have pieces of living gear. There's scales and other implements for like weighing and testing. There are some access to fire. It looks like it's a medium-sized alchemy operation going on. The final quarter of this building is kind of obfuscated from everything else. There are a lot of walls blocking it, but you can smell the very strong odor of animals. As you bring the crate in through the deckhands down into the building, you go down some stairs and are told to put it onto one of the laboratory benches that are available. And a kind of researchy looking New Gaian who carries themselves as if they are the head of this facility has come out and approaches the however many of you came down. I don't know if the party members carried it or if you had some deckhands come down as two. Hold on. As well.
I feel like Linnaeus and I could have carried it just fine.
I'm on like the third side, but like I have my hand on it, but I'm not actually lifting
on
it.
You're
Yeah.
like, wow, that's so heavy.
That actually works because I have a low strength.
Yeah.
So Barrick
it
is
would
doing
take
most
3.
of the work.
I have low strength too. That's why I'm just pretending.
Yeah. So I'm
The
doing
two of
most
us
the
make
work.
one Barrick.
Hooray, low strength.
We're all weak.
The New Gaian comes up and she says, I was told this was a Laurier shipment that was arriving.
That's correct.
Right over here, please. And you put it down and she very quickly just starts to inspect the box itself, looks for everything to be sealed and closed. When she's satisfied with this, she turns back and gestures to one of the researchers and says, "Go get 2 diamond from my vault." And the researcher scurries off.
Wasn't it 4? Or was the other 2 from
I think they're from Saravek.
Yeah.
Saravek after we got back?
You can ask. That wasn't ironed out directly.
She said 2 for the job and 2 for our discretion, but
I see. In that...
oh, that was out of character. Sorry.
Oh.
Lorel says that, but much more politely and she's
Sure. Okay. Give me an etiquette and customs roll.
like she says it as if it was like clearly a misunderstanding on this lady's part. Like no harm, no foul. Like
Actually,
She's like, what the
Skipper?
I don't get out of bed for 2 diamonds.
what is the skill for etiquettes and customs, and how does using a secret point work
I
again?
think this would be persuasion. A secret point gives you a boon to the roll, I believe. Let me double check, just so we're truly
Is it a
above.
boon or is it a reroll?
It's a boon.
It's a boon.
It's not a
That's a
reroll.
shame.
Yeah.
I know.
Because I kind of would prefer if it was a reroll.
wouldn't we all?
So does Lorel actually say it kind of aggressively
I
then?
guess she's kind of a bitch about it.
Yeah, so I think persuasion is will, which means I have a total of 8.
Okay. Not a
Which
success.
on a nat 1 is like, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Lorel is definitely slightly on edge of the fact that we're doing a very highly illegal deal here. Not to mention the fact that all of the stuff with Svi in the beginning with Demon's Blood. So,
Sure. The head researcher, when you inquire further, looks at you for a moment and says, "Well, I will check the contents separately. And if they're in a good condition, I suppose I will let Lady Saravek know with the Beetle Courier, and you can collect your extra bonus for this job from her. I didn't issue nor give out the... I don't have the budget for that sort of thing."
Can I do my vibe check now?
Sure, yeah.
I got an 18.
You had an 18. Fantastic. So, 18. Is there anything specific you want to know?
the vibe.
I think I just want to get kind of I don't know, like a read on...
Don't ask for a vibe check.
Yeah,
Seeing
I
how
want to
it
get
can
like
help
a read on their response. Do other people here know what's going on? Is this like her lead researcher kind of direct deal?
Sure. Okay. You think that the head researcher isn't obscuring... you get the sense that for some of the researchers who work here and the growers who work here to do their job, it would be, for the amount of material you have just transported, it would be unlikely that they would be surprised by this. And you have that confirmed by quickly scanning the faces of the people who work here. This doesn't seem like a surprising event to them. Most of them are treating it normally, as if this is just another thing that happens. So on that aspect of things, this doesn't seem unusual or out of place. To that effect, I think you also do pick up on the fact that this head researcher, especially now that Lorel has mentioned there was a bonus for it not being opened and discretion, the head researcher has clocked or made the decision that you all are not at the same level of informed that she is. And so she's putting up walls and barriers to prevent a more open flow of communication.
Okay.
So she tells a couple of the people, she tells a couple of the workers to grab the box and take it into sort of a private office room that she has, and goes off to check on that. In the meantime, the other members who work here, like the guard who hailed you down from above, sort of keep you all in the same place. They talk to you, small talk. How's it going? How's your flight? You come out of so-and place. You go into place and who?
Yes.
Tell me about these
normal
plants.
Yeah.
I'm from New Gaia, so in case you couldn't tell.
There are a couple other New Gaians here because one New Gaian couldn't take such strong control over so many growers that are here. One of the other benefits of these growers is that by having the growers here, it reduces the amount of strain that it takes to make a living weapon. It doesn't reduce the damage or the investiture of essence. It just makes it less physically taxing for someone to grow, which is nice because if I remember from when we talked about you making the Vittlefern, it was the essence plus if you wanted to do something else plus blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
One of the New Gaians starts to talk to you about the stuff they're working on. This is from what you gathered talking to them. They're like, yeah, these are just some more run-of-the-mill, does well in trading circles type of weaponry that, most people end up wanting or finding useful. We've got some thorn spitters, some modified clubs, and they look at you and go, oh, is that a living thorn club?
Yeah.
Very nice.
It wriggles.
Do you mind if I take a look?
Sure. Just be careful with it.
Oh, don't worry. She grabs it and looks at it for a little bit, and it doesn't respond to her because it's bound to use a living weapon, but she inspects different parts of it, looks at the different parts of the leaves and the coloration and everything, gives back and whichever female shifter that made this, she did a great job.
I honestly don't remember who it was, but very talented. Yeah.
Solid, great fundamentals in that. So
I'm glad to hear.
Looks useful. Is there anything that I don't know if you have the coin as mercenaries or as flyers, but if you all want to get a little something.
I do actually have a question about this seems like it takes a lot of energy and a lot of power to manufacture all of these living weapons, living gear. Do you normally get shipments of things that might help you out, or
supplies?
Supplies?
Yeah, we get supplies. Most manufacturers get supplies. For us in particular, usually it's the initial seed that goes into the given piece of living gear that we're going to be crafting. So if it's a... Go ahead.
Where's Cat?
There was no audience. No one saw. Nobody bear witness to that. So a few different seeds depending on what we're making. If you were making a club or a thorn splitter, we usually have to import that sort of stuff from New Gaia. We can't always get good... we can't always supply our own stock.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out how to ask this.
Okay. It's worth it for the face.
Just all gonna stare at you.
I wouldn't.
Okay, so what I know about Demon's Blood from the Queen's Chorus, does it just make you aggressive? is that the kind of the biggest thing with it? Does it?
So, demon's blood is something that for someone not acclimated to demon's blood, it's toxic and behaves as poison. But if someone has become acclimated to it, it makes them healthier. It makes them kind of in a pseudo 5e rage. They can't become charmed, compelled, frightened, fatigued. All of their int and will attack and challenge rolls are done with 2 banes, but their strength and agilities are done with 2 boons. Their weapon attacks also deal an extra d6.
Okay. Is it just people that can use demon's blood?
You
touch Oot.
don't
Not Hoot.
you don't know.
He'd be so scary.
I'm wondering about like the living gear, if they're using it to. Because living gear feeds off of
Yes.
people. So my thought is, are they using it to like feed the living gear somehow and make the living gear stronger or more potent? But I don't know how to
Interesting
ask
thought.
it discreetly.
While you're figuring that out, the head researcher comes back out and very directly says, the package was, to the best of my knowledge, fully together. I will be sending off a courier beetle
course.
to Lady Laurier as soon as possible, and you can collect the bonus you were promised from her.
Understood.
Is there anything else I can do for you or your crew in this time? Were you told to carry any things?
Be fun to just tell her yes and see what she gives us, but no, we actually need to be on our way, but I think this is just the start of our relationship with Lady Laurier, so.
Understood. And maybe I'll see you again in the future, and I hope you have a safe flight.
Quick question, actually. Sorry, I'm from New Gaia. This is very exciting for me.
She gives you an up and down very, not quickly, but at a lazy pace, and says, I can tell.
I flex. And do you do like tours or anything? Could I see?
We're a private facility manufacturing living weapons. We take specified requests and would be happy to entertain something of that manner. We aren't
Cannon for the ship.
We aren't eagerly looking for apprentices, but we are open to continuing and passing on the knowledge of our mothers.
Yeah, it's just I made this piece of living gear, and it was
The new guy who you told you didn't remember who made it went, oh.
yeah. The wriggling was me. The club itself was someone I don't remember.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was much more interested in the living side of that than
yeah. That's what I
the
did.
fern itself. So.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Well, then you did adequately.
Thank you.
The head researcher takes back control of this conversation. Says, What was it you were asking again?
I'm more just interested in how to further my future of making living gear. As plant weavers, we can attune to more than is typically normal or safe, and I'm more just curious about the process of making living gear, and especially in mass, like you do here.
The head researcher reaches out a hand and says, may I see the club?
Sure.
She takes it, she looks it over and says, rudimentary, but overall
it was pretty well done.
adequate. Appears
She said
to
adequate.
be fully invested and stable and is feeding for the day. She passes it back and says, well, you appear to at least have some basics mastered for making living weaponry. If you wish to come back at a later date, I'm sure we could arrange a lesson for a fee of our time in teaching this to you. I think, and Owen's going to go look up currency again, because he doesn't remember it ever.
2 pearls.
1 copper piece.
2 copper pieces.
2 pearls of wisdom.
Do. Gems by value. She looks at you and says, for a beginner's lesson, a sapphire for the teaching. And for follow-on lessons, we will, depending on how well you do and how quickly you take to it, we could drop that down to repeating lessons of a couple pearls per lesson, provided you bring your own materials and are able to keep up with the curriculum.
Okay.
What was your name, child?
Linnaeus.
Well, Linnaeus, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and if you wish to engage in this, I will. An advanced message would be necessary, so I have time to prepare myself.
Understood. The other researcher that was a little bit nicer.
Yeah.
Can I turn to them?
Sure.
And I'll just be like, I don't want to take up any more of your time. To the lead researcher, the meaner one. Try to get them to go away.
She just looks at you quizzically and then walks away.
I hope that I have a
give you
chance to
something.
send a message ahead and learn more.
Very good.
Thank you. To the nicer one, I just want to put on a very charming smile and ask.
You know I'm going to ask for a roll, right?
I know.
Okay.
So, living gear, does it only need to bond to people? Can it be bonded to other animals or entities, things?
And I think there's an essence. No, let me go to the chapter. Let me, a man who doesn't know things, educate myself. Maybe. This will be fast.
Would something like that not be like common knowledge in the world where living gear is like the equivalent of, power tools and equipment?
I think it would be.
Somebody would have to have been like, it'd be really cool if I get my dog to use this drill.
For a very long time, when I was first thinking of different plots for this game, I was like, maybe one of the plots is just an animal stole living gear, became sentient, and wants more living gear, and is just making a mess.
I thought that was the whole thing about humans in this setting, though. Is like that they're specifically able to use their essence to bond with their surroundings.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Like the Naga can't. I think like that's why the animosity is like they kind of resent humans for not their inability to use essence.
Well, they're awesome snake ladies, and we're just like ugly pink things. So
The Nagas have a lot of like parental trauma inlaid in their society. They're very upset that the gods didn't give them essence. A piece of living gear's essence cost is represented by the fact that you must bond with a piece of gear in order to use it. So, let's see. Living gear feeds off of your essence. Bonding yourself to more pieces at once can be dangerous unless you have a talent to increase that number.
And only humans have essence.
Only humans have essence, and only humans can use living gear.
And if I remember correctly, there's a blood cost to keeping it alive, right?
Right. It's after every rest, you take 1 damage for each spent charge on the piece of living gear you're bonded to. It's automatic, and there's no way to reduce that. So on the day of travel, when that started, because this was a new day versus the gallivanting last, did you take that 1 point of damage for your fiddlehead?
No, I will.
Okay, thank you.
Did you use the charge on it?
No.
Oh,
I didn't use it. There's something too about keeping it alive.
1 damage for each spent charge. I don't think you have to take that damage if it is not spent.
I mean, I won't if I don't have to.
Yeah, you only have to take it to
Yeah, you don't have health to spare.
those charges back.
I'm not
You're
even
good.
at full yet.
Okay, cool. I think that's that. So when you bring that question up to the nicer new guy, and she says, no, every piece of living gear requires someone to have an essence connection to be able to use it. So we've never been able to see any plants or animals or naga or demon or some of the other rare races. We have never seen it bond to anyone else.
Okay. So if you had, again, dazzling smile, if you had some kind of benefit to you, or something special about you, would that help in bonding to living gear? Would it transfer to your living gear?
She pauses for a moment and says,
Wink, wink.
well, I see there's something special about you. But not really, no. There's no transference of that sort. Each piece of living gear is pretty stuck in doing what it's been made to do.
Okay. Is she hiding something from me?
Vibe check.
Does it
Give me a
seem like she
perception check.
actually doesn't know?
You don't think so.
She complimented me. I'm
Right.
distracted.
You are strangely entrancing.
I am. Okay, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Hopefully I can come back here and learn from you.
I wouldn't mind a little one-on-one.
All right, let's go.
I flip my hair and walk away. I tried, guys. I don't know.
As you all climb back up the stairs to get back on the Obstinate's Fit, you hear a loud crash come from below. And over the side and top of the building, as you all are like standing half out the stairs, halfway to the Obstinate's Fit, you see lightning fast a large two-headed blue, like cobalt blue, with a black stripe down each head snake has writhed and wriggled its way on top of the building. It's still slightly sleepy. I believe it's...
My worst nightmare.
Yeah, this is not a good campaign setting for you, my dude. I'm so sorry. If it becomes a problem, tell me.
I'm taking it personally. No, I'll be fine.
Snake ladies remember you.
These snakes are between 2 and 5 yards long, with leathery wings that can be unfolded, allowing it to fly. So,
Lovely.
over the side of this building, giant snake. It looks kind of drowsy. You hear some people yelling from below, and it sees you and your ship and starts slithering towards the 5 of you as fast as possible.
Oh.
I'm putting you guys into a combat.
How fast?
That escalated quickly.
Yeah, it did.
It has a speed of 8, and it can fly.
Cool.
Is it flying or is it slithering right now?
Speed of 8, it is
Nothing.
currently
Yeah.
slithering.
Currently
Totally.
slithering. Yeah, speed. Oh, I can outpace that.
What slowpokes?
I want to do a better job of at least roughly having the Obstinate's Fit. Oh, it's got a rounded edge. So it's good. We're going to have...
That's a cool boat.
There's your boat.
Guys.
That's our ship.
You must be so proud.
It's more than 12 feet wide this time. That's
Yay.
awesome.
I learned it.
Big boy ship.
Um,
We graduated. We can use the big ship now.
the snake is going to come from there, and I need you all to put yourself on the platform or the stairs.
Is this like a type of svit, or is it something completely different?
This is something completely different.
Okay.
It is substantially larger than a sphinx.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say it sounds like a big one with 2 heads, but
Svits actually have like legs. This one is mostly snake with wing. I'm pretty sure.
Snake
I
with
don't know.
wing.
I thought they were snake with wings.
Svit.
Would Oot have had to stay on the ship?
Oot did stay on the ship? Because you didn't tell me he came with.
I feel like
That's Oot.
Oot in a
Svits are
laboratory
called
setting is
tiny
probably not.
opalescent wizards with insectile wings.
Wizards?
Lizards.
I heard lizards.
Tiny.
itty bitty little wizards.
You shall not pass.
That's actually way better. I need to figure out a race of like tiny fey creatures that can just be little wizard guys. Okay. As we're going to get into this combat, you're going to hear a yell down from below to start this all. The head researcher's voice bellows up going, "The Kalia snake has escaped!"
Kalia snake?
Kalia snake. She yells
Diamonds are
up,
forever.
"I will pay you a ruby
And a
to
girl's best
subdue it and not kill it."
How much?
A ruby.
A ruby. Is that all?
I was expecting us to fight the snake and then get yelled at for hurting it. So
So to just
good
not
to have
kill
the
it.
direction up front.
And wait, hang on. How big is this thing again?
This thing is, I'm going to say 4 yards.
4
In
yards?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So let
12
me
feet?
actually just throw another couple of these.
Do you
into
want my
the chain.
breadstick?
We're supposed to like choke it out, or like how the hell do we subdue this?
That's a
thing?
big snake.
Beat it up.
Big snake.
Incapacitated creature falls prone, remains
Kill it, but not
incapacitated
too hard.
until its damage total no longer equals its health. If the creature takes any damage while incapacitated, it dies. So technically, in future combats, you're going to have to double tap anything that you want to be dead.
Oh,
After we knock things down, we have to finish them
Make
off
sure
if we
they
want
do
them
not
to be
get back
dead.
up again.
Yeah.
how long does it take them to get back up again?
They have to roll for it too.
Probably a rest.
One Chumbawamba.
A D3 hours,
Oh, okay.
Oh.
or
Okay.
as long as I decide.
Okay, there's plenty of time.
Oh
to,
wait,
like-
sorry. Creatures other than the player character that become incapacitated either die or fall unconscious for D3 hours as I decide.
Ah.
So it's either time or I just make them dead. So for the most part, if you want them to survive, please tell me. And then, yeah.
I think as a blanket statement for the group, we
Declare non-lethal
declare,
Declare
non-lethal.
non-lethal.
Okay, got it. Loud and clear. Let's, I guess, before we get into that, let's just do a little sanity check. I believe you all have your essence powers. You all have your essence tokens, or secret token, secret point.
That's true.
Who does not have a damage value of 0? Who has taken or still has some damage on them? Linnaeus, Barrick. Okay.
Should be almost there, right?
Yeah, I'm like 3 points away from
3 points.
I would be one healing session from full.
And then
I'm one away.
Linnaeus is 1 away. Okay. Cool.
Oot is also here. He's
Just
fine.
getting myself some context. Okay. Slow turn or fast turn?
I'm going to take a fast turn.
Are we
Fast.
positioned as we're depicted?
Yes.
I'll take a fast turn.
I'll also take a fast turn.
I'm gonna take a slow one.
Oot will also take a fast turn.
Okay. Kalia Snake is going to take a slow. So fast seekers, what you doing?
Sky dancing.
Okay. You start the dance.
Do a little jig.
At a time like this,
Lorel, what are you doing?
Yeah, notably, Loril's
she's trying to entice them somehow.
hair suddenly gets like I'm imagining like there's a little bit of a breeze, and so like everyone's like clothes or hair are blowing around a little bit. But when Lorel starts sky dancing, like it's suddenly a lot more. Like it's lighter. It's not as weighed down, and so the breeze affects it more.
It's kind of like
That
you
sort of
go
thing.
not fully 0G, but
Yeah,
reduced G.
It's like when somebody's standing there and there's no wind, but their cape's blowing in the wind. It's kind of like that. Like her robes start flowing
Gotcha.
and stuff.
Okay. Cool. Anything is Skydance in action?
It is an essence power, and I was under the impression that essence powers are always in action.
You're correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Anyone who else was doing fast? Okay.
I'm preparing it. Okay, so first I'm using my free action to draw a dagger.
Okay.
just one of those throwing shards, not the obsidian one. And I'm holding my action to when it gets within range of a throw, which is 5 yards for me.
Okay. Within 5 yards, you throw your throwing dagger. Got
Yes.
it. Okay. Brick. Ba-ba-da-da. House. Downtown. Wow.
Like right when we started, like. Boopy-doopy-doopy-doopy-doo. Okay, let me think. So you can like dash on a fast action, right? Kind
You
of.
can dash on an action.
I,
Yep. You use
I
your
won't leave
action
Oot
to
behind.
dash.
He'll come too.
Yeah, because you either get movement or an action on a fast, and so you're
You can
using
use
your
the
action
action
to take the
To take the big movement. Okay.
Rush.
Big moves.
rush.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. I need to stop using the D&D slang. Where's my freaking movement speed? Why can't I find
You
it?
should be 10. I think
10, there we
everyone
go. Thank
everyone
you.
but
Yep.
us is 10.
And Oot is 10 also. Okay, so we double it.
Yep.
20?
Yes.
So it's like 20 squares.
Yeah. Correct.
This is like the roof of the building,
Correct.
I presume. Okay.
It's covered in a variety of. It looks like just a ton of leaves and foliage. For Linnaeus, you would know that this is how a lot of those vats below are powered. It's a combination. Usually, it's done through solar power. The plants photosynthesize. We don't
Same.
need to go into it. We all know how plants work. Okay, you are not in immediate range of it.
Yes.
Okay,
Don't you have a whip? Can you reach it with the whip?
wouldn't have
Did
the
you
attack
sell your
action
whip?
though.
I
Oh,
can't
yeah, my
remember.
bad.
Because of the
Did I
fast
sell my
action.
whip?
My bad.
Yeah, can't take the action yet, and the thing still has its slow action, so I figured.
Think you sold your whip. You guys
I didn't
sold a
sell my
lot
whip
of
yet.
things,
I think you
but
were
didn't sell
looking
the
at
whip.
it, but it wasn't worth much.
So I think I kept it instead.
Yeah, you kept
Did
the-
I sell the
You sold the
tonfa?
tonfa,
I
yeah.
did sell
That's
the
right.
tonfa. I need to erase that, so I don't think I have it.
She's a brick. How? I don't know how I didn't think of that earlier. I love that song so much.
And what was my...
Okay, you and
I
Oot
have a shield and a whip. I remember now. I remember.
sprint forward. You get your weapons out. Afterwards, we are in the slow turns. Okay. Which means Linnaeus is taking his slow turn, and then the Kalia snake will go.
Yes. Okay. I am going to use my essence power. There are plenty of plants around.
Yes.
So I'm going to just grab a plant
Okay.
and use my essence power to create a thorn whip,
Ooh. Okay.
which I will find what that does in a second.
TBD. Got it. Are you going to be doing any move events?
Yeah, and then I'm just going to move closer.
Use this as a meat shield, please.
I am. I'll stand behind you with my thorn whip and be like, I got your back.
Thank you.
And then duck.
I think that's like the ladder gangplank thing to get up.
Right. So,
Sorry.
platform you landed on, there's a ladder up to the Obstinate's Fit if you want to go up, and then there's stairs that go down into the building.
Got you. Okay.
So yours was an essence power.
Yes.
Was Lorel Skydancing a power or a talent?
Power.
Power. Got it. Okay. So the Kalia snake needs to make a couple will challenge, or only one will challenge roll as a triggered action. It's going to do it on the Skydance because that was first. Kalia snakes are special because they have a feature called Mimic, where if they observe a creature using an essence power with a rank of 2 or lower, it can make a will challenge roll as a triggered action, and on its success, it gets one use of that power. So, makes a roll.
Wait, so it can skydance?
If it succeeds its will, and that's a 9+1 to meet the DC of 10. So yes, it could skydance.
It still has to take the action to.
It would be an
activate
action
it,
to
but-
skydance.
No, I don't know what that's going to look like.
It's just wriggling.
Just doing the worm. That's
We
the
all
worm.
know we love a wriggling snake. If that power has prerequisites such as being under another power or having a bondmate, the talent cannot be emulated. But Skydancing, I don't think, has any of that type
does
of
not.
stuff. What benefits are Skydancing again?
You enter a state of lightness and agility that allows you to perform the martial art called Skydancing. You cannot wear armor while Skydancing unless you have yada yada.
Check.
Well, in this state, you get +2 to your defense and +3 to your speed.
Okay. I don't think it will Skydance at this time. So it's just going to use a normal action to bite. And it's going to run up, and it's going to, its head sees Oot first, and it's going to attempt to make a chompity chomp out of Oot. This will be a 15 to Oot's defense.
Yes, that hits.
Okay. Large snake mouth. They pincer combine at the same time, just to describe why this is about to hurt. To take a simultaneous, try to bite and then actual, big snake bite out of it. And that's going to be 9 damage.
Ouch. Ow.
Normally.
That's almost half. That sucks.
Start of a new round. From below, you hear the manager of this place yell, "Don't worry, it's been milked recently."
Milked?
Cool, thanks.
Okay.
Obviously, that was our most pressing concern.
That's what it's called when you get venom out of a snake, right?
Yeah.
You milk the snake?
You
Great.
milk the snake, yeah.
To be crystal clear, it does not have mammary
Doesn't have
glands.
nipples?
No,
No nipples?
teats.
No nipples on this snake.
This is a reptile.
I'm significantly less interested.
Okay, fasts and slows. What is everyone doing?
Fast.
I'm going to do a slow. I wasted my last turn.
I need a clarification
Uh-huh.
on this power called Swift Action.
Swift action. It
So it
is
says
a
if you-
power utility 1. Special must be Skydancing. If you use this power as a fast action, you can take a normal action and move half your speed. If you use this power as a slow action, you can take a normal action and move twice your speed. If the action you take is to attack, you can spend a seeker point to make a second attack during your turn. That's sick.
So super cool.
Uh-huh.
The fast action part makes perfect sense because when you take a fast action, you only get an action or a move.
Yeah.
So you take the action, you get your action, and also move half your speed.
Right.
When you take it as a slow action, it says you
Normal action,
get an
twice
action
your speed.
and twice your speed.
Right.
Do you still get your move?
Yes, your move is at
So you get
no.
Yeah, see? It's
No.
sneaky. But it's not a full turn action, right?
Use this power as a slow action. You can take a normal action and oh, it's not. It is not worded to say that it's taking your normal movement in the slow turn. I think if you used swift action, you would be moving up to thrice your speed total.
That's super fast.
This game and letting Sky Islanders just zoom.
Zoom.
It's going to be the
I
death
like
of
to
me. They're too fast.
I'm excited to zoom.
You're going to be omnipresent. You are the Flash. You are speed.
Fortunately, I think I'm just going to go ahead
think
and
she's
take
Sonic.
a move action. They're only movements, right? There's no dodge or anything.
True.
Okay.
There are actions, standard actions that let you do that sort of thing, like defend.
Okay, but they're actions. Okay. I will take a fast turn.
Okay. So everyone but Saxter are fast. So however order you want to do it, give me the news. Give me the Huey Lewis.
I can try to hit.
I would also like to try to hit.
That's
So
what I want to do.
I think we're on.
One
oh
of
my
you
God.
has to touch.
Okay, I will try to hit it.
Great, thank
I
you.
haven't reached
I'll let
one.
Linnaeus go first.
Can I hit in between them?
Hit in between.
Can I reach
yes.
it? Okay.
Yeah. You're in range of the head.
Okie dokie.
And there's such a thing as boons for flanking, right? We established last time.
I believe so.
As long as
depends on
somebody else threatens it.
It depends on its size.
That's true.
It was as like if you're medium like us, you have a size of 1, so you would need 1 extra person to flank us. But if this thing has like a size of 3, you would need 4 people to flank it. It depends on the size category of it.
So this one is a size 2.
So it would need
so I think
three people threatening it in melee range,
Which
For
you-
them to
so-
each get a
we've
boon.
got it.
yeah.
Okay.
you
so
have
you guys
that.
have it.
So you have a boon on the roll.
I'll be there in a second.
I have
your
a
time.
-1 to it, but it's fine. I got a 22.
That will hit.
So
Good job.
this is the first time I've hit, I think.
This is a good time for you to hit something.
Good time. Okay. So it has a feature. My Thorn Whip. It is a... Well, first off, the damage. It's 1d3. So that's... A 5 or a 6 is 3.
Yes.
So that's 3. Also, a creature that takes damage from the Thorn Whip is impaired for 1 round, racked by the pain of the whip's tearing thorns.
Okay.
He's impaired.
You debuffed him.
Impaired.
He's been debuffed.
That's French for the buff.
Now we can reach an international audience.
Quick
This
reference.
is what we've been waiting for.
Come on. Where is it? Where is it? Where's the condition?
You're going to go down in melee.
Yeah.
Okay. Impaired creature makes all attack rolls and challenge rolls with a bane. Very nice.
I'm going to try and throw. So
So impaired until when again?
For 1 round.
if you can reach it.
Okay. If I remember correctly, it will last through the end of this round, and then it's the start to the end of next. Is the how durations work.
Okay.
So awesome. Very good.
Through the power
Go
of
ahead.
Okay, Eric.
I would like to bone whip it,
Okay.
please.
You have a boon.
I have a boon.
For
I don't think it's
3
gonna
people.
help anything.
Oh.
It's not.
If you rolled a 6, it might have...
It might have. I got 8.
No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Oot's gonna try and stitch.
Great. Go get a moot.
You can do it. Oh, you can do it. +3 and 1. 21.
21 hits.
Oot's a real one. 1d6 plus 2. Nice. 8 damage
8. Great.
from Oot.
And if he bites, don't they have to make
Oh, they do.
a save of some kind?
They have to make a strength challenge roll to not to be poisoned.
Okay. And that's with the bane because he is impaired. How does that's 11
Nope.
sound? 11
Poisoned.
fails.
So that's an extra 4.
thrice my movement. But I could spend my move action to rush and get twice my movement.
So that, but you would have
4
to.
times my movement? Are we
No,
sure?
because your action is to use the spell. Sorry, the power.
Yeah,
So you can't use your action to rush as well.
I thought you could rush as a move. I thought that was a move thing, not a action.
No, it's an
that's
action.
Oh. Oh. That makes more sense.
I should have bookmarked this damn rule.
Is it in the Seeker's Guide?
It should be, but my control Fs are failing badly.
I don't know if I...
All of the actions are in there.
With the flanking? I thought it was not...
I
thought
thought
it
it
was
was an optional rule that was in here.
Well, that's what I'm wondering. Is it like in your... the other one? The one that you have?
I'll check keepers.
I'm gonna go be in melee, so I'm gonna get flanking.
Ooh, I just saw it and then I changed what I typed.
And
Well,
by
nice
melee,
for
I'm
you.
gonna mean like I'll be like 3 squares away, but you know.
See the big stick, right?
Optional rule surrounding.
Lorel, huge stick.
Surrounding, not flanking. Gotcha.
Yeah. Within reach of a number of hostile creatures equal to its size plus 1. Great. Good memory.
But
As far as that
That's the first time I've ever
goes,
heard that compliment. Good memory.
get used to it. You know game mechanics, if you believe it or not.
That's true. That's where all the retention goes.
It's so sad.
It's lovely.
I can't remember anything.
It's really
important.
helpful, actually.
Mine's song lyrics, if that helps.
Me too.
Yeah.
I have them from like middle school songs that I
My
used to
mom
listen
was
to.
Each
shocked that I knew
surrounding
American
creature
Pie the entire
makes
Hell yeah.
attack rolls
Right.
against the target with one
You
bit.
need to come to
So
the
you
next
would have to be
karaoke.
part of the party that is doing the surrounding. So
Dylan
ranged
did.
attacks
Would
that
I-
are too far, would not count.
Okay, but reach weapons also.
Reach weapons would count because you're putting them in your threatened space.
Yeah, you contribute to the flank count. if
Okay.
you're at
I
reach.
gotcha. All right, so I don't get nothing.
Is there an issue with using reach weapons through the spaces of other creatures?
I don't think so. Gosh, interesting question though.
It doesn't matter too much since, diagonals, but
I'll look it up later. I don't think it'll matter too
Okay.
disbelievably right now.
okay. Cool.
Okay. Were we just done a couple fasts, I thought.
Lorel's still got a fur in.
Hit. Okay, Lorel, do it.
Sweet. Lorel will, to the surprise of nobody, go flipping through the air and bonk the lizard on the head. Snake,
Great.
Sorry. So she's gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because that's within reach too.
Yes, it is.
So if you have reach plus 2, you
Amazing.
might as well use it.
You're 15 yards away and you're hitting
And
the
she'll
snake.
bonk it as she flips through the air over it.
Okay,
You
great.
can move for free.
I am taking a swift action. So I'm using that power.
Yep.
Hell
And the power lets me move half my speed as part of my turn.
It's amazing.
So
Amazing.
that was half my speed of 7.
So fast.
Cool.
It's insane.
So I'm going to take a first attack for 17 plus 3, so 20.
Hits, absolutely.
Lovely. For 2
Two
damage.
2 whole damage.
And assuming that doesn't knock it out, I'll spend the
Does
secret
not.
point to do it again.
Okay.
As part of the swift action power.
Okay. What? You rolled your 20 on top of your 6?
That was like physically impossible.
What? Pretty cool.
For a another 20.
That'll hit. Yeah.
A 17 plus 3.
Okay. How much damage?
For 3.
3 damage. Ooh, we're moving.
Slowly.
Okay. Fab. Slow turn. Saxter, hit us up.
Okay. I'm going to move. I have a movement to 14, so I'm good. Is this like a barrier?
It's stairs going downwards, but you can.
Leap over.
So
or
it
whatever.
goes down a little bit, and you're able to just get over it.
So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Do you want to be? You're allowed to go if you don't want to be on the stairs.
Does it matter if I'm on the stairs?
No.
Okay.
Just making sure.
Yeah.
I'm clear about what the terrain is.
Well, my range is 5 yards, so to hit it, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? I can hit it from there. All right. Huh? I'm also going to use a free action to draw in my offhand the obsidian dagger. But I'm going to throw just one dagger. And I'm going to use exploit weakness. So I'm going to put a bane on my attack. And if it hits, it does more damage.
Great.
You get a thing where you rotate the knife when you throw it so it hits handle first.
Ooh.
Clunk.
Shit, where's my agility? Okay, it's a 17 to hit.
That hits.
All right.
I'm amazed that you all are hitting right
I
now.
know we're doing so well.
Defense of 16.
So it does 1d3 plus 2d6. So 1 plus
Wow.
2 plus 2. So 5 damage.
5 damage. Very nice.
Yeah, I rolled like shit on
Plus
the damage.
2d6 though. That's
I know, that's where
That's
most of the
huge.
damage comes from, is the is doing that.
Okay. Well, I'm pleased that this isn't as immediately deadly as I thought it was going to be. So that's great.
But it doesn't go to sleep.
Not to sleep yet, no. We're going to go for... that was a lot of damage from Saxter, and I did save a slow to... but it would take triggered action from moving out of there, so it's just going to attack
We'd all bonk it.
2 heads,
One heart.
1 heart. We're just going to random roll it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Hey.
Hey. Linnaeus, it's going to try to attack you. It is a bane because
Do
you
it.
impaired it.
You need a reach weapon.
I am working on it, okay? There's only so
Didn't you
much
hit
I
it
can
with a
do.
thorn whip?
I did.
Doesn't that have reach?
It's a 1.
It normally has a boon, so it's a flat roll. That is a 17 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So glad I got this armor.
Let me hook you up with
Yeah.
2d6
Yeah.
really quick.
2d6?
Yeah, 2d6.
That's a lot.
That's so
It's
neat.
2 very big snake mouths.
Hold on.
You
What
take
if
7
They
damage.
shared the love. What if they shared the love?
They did. They shared it directly with Linnaeus.
I was thinking
feel
of
the
like
love?
with Linnaeus
so
and
beautiful.
the roof.
So beautiful. So deadly. I'm so hurt.
I'm still so surprised that you didn't take the health novice path.
Don't tell Linnaeus how to live his life. He has 5 jobs and he does what he wants.
He can afford it.
Yeah. He lives with
If
his
you have
parents.
5 jobs, you can't do anything you want. You don't
Well,
have
he lives
time.
with his parents.
Okay.
So.
Is the end of the round, and we're going to go
Has
back
5
up.
jobs and still lives with his parents. Look at the economy.
Fast
Gaia.
and slows.
Fast.
Fast.
Fast. We're bonking it.
Fast.
Fast. But okay. All of you going fast. Oh, he's going to attack probably.
Rested.
And
And whiff
with
for 7.
misses.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. I didn't know that before you let me know.
I want to go.
Try to whip it.
Good to confirm. Yeah.
Nope.
No? Okay.
Uh-oh, guys.
Oh no.
Here's where the defense that I thought was going to be a problem earlier is coming up. What's up?
Oh, I thought he was like doing
You're going
something
next?
because
No.
2 whiffed. If he sees your weakness, he like gets an extra turn or something. I'm going to draw another dagger and chuck it at him again.
Okay.
With exploit weakness.
Oh, swift action was an essence power, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You do that every round?
He as a triggered action. He can do it. So yes.
He's
Just
so
gonna make
triggered
a
right now.
cheeky little challenge roll. He failed. He does not get
Thank
swift
God.
action. Would have been a fun one. 2 attacks from the 2-headed
He
snake.
doesn't have a secret point.
that.
He doesn't have a secret
Could have
point.
been nice. It's a Kalia snake. Go ahead.
You can't spend a secret point. You can only attack once. Get out of here.
That's Jesus, I can't do math. 17 minus 5 is 12 plus 4 is 16.
Hits.
Yes. All right.
Did you do the bonus thing for bonus damage?
Yeah, that's I took the bane.
Debate. Cool.
Knock it out.
2 damage plus 5 damage plus 3 damage. So 10. 10? Is that 10? Yeah, 10 damage. I'm bad at math.
It's okay.
Don't look at me like that.
It's the exact amount of hit points you needed to knock it out.
Yeah.
And a
Do look at him
knife
like that.
through everyone else, just zoom. Yes. Thunk hits the snake, stabs into it. It like wriggles, writhes its wings, like briefly, like spaz as they like stretch out and then come back in slowly, and it flops down unconscious on the roof of this building.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And
Yay, Baxter.
Well done.
All right. That is awesome.
You all impair this Kali snake, and after a moment of everything calming down and becoming quiet, the researcher like pops her head up with the guard like right behind her, like holding on, and she like shrugs the guard off and goes, okay, well, good job. I owe you all, well, let me check on its health, and then I'll give you a ruby as long as it's doing okay.
Can I accompany them so I can get my daggers back?
Yeah, you head over with and
Gingerly take them out of the body.
you're able to pull them out. They quickly, like as you're taking them out, do some plant weaver stuff to heal the snake a little bit, just to make sure it like doesn't bleed out, but it's not going to bring it back up.
I was going to offer that.
They also pull out like a small like thorny plant that has like a weird color to it, and they jab it into like the underside of its mouth. And they're like, all right, this sedative should last long enough for us to drag it back down into its cage. And they turn around, she gives you a ruby and says, thank you very much for keeping it intact. And
Like I said, we're happy to help. I do have to ask, you wouldn't happen to have any way to help provide medical aid for my compatriot?
Do you have any healing?
I just
I
used,
have a mushroom. Doesn't do much.
well, I used what I could to make sure this snake was stable, but I'll ask a couple of the weavers below if they can
Heal the snake
provide
first.
anything.
Wouldn't say no to some help as well.
As she heads back downstairs, you hear her call out, Lily, the beautiful man you were talking about needs to be healed. And after a moment, the nice new guy in Weaver comes back up and is like, oh, hi, yeah, you needed help.
I'm so hurt.
Oh, I'll take care of
I got
you.
bit so hard.
Oot is like trying to act cute as well. Like, I'm hurt. Okay. There was a skill I scouted out last session when you all needed healing.
Puppy dog eyes. Super effective.
It's like when a dog will fake an injury.
Yeah. It's like he's
Your
not
paw
faking
didn't
it.
get hit.
I know, but they don't know that.
His little secret for later. Let's say that this weaver is able to let Oot and Linnaeus heal for their healing rate.
Thank you.
I guess another of the weavers comes up to make sure this can take effect.
Oot's healing rate is 6?
Oot's healing rate is 5.
5. Oh,
Oot was at 11. Now it's at 16.
Okay. I understand.
7.
Nice. Hell yeah. That's better than 4.
Yeah.
Cool. With that said and done, you are all done with your work here. You've knocked out a snake, and in the middle of a session, I'm going to say you all reach level 2.
Hooray!
Finally.
You all take flight once more. The air goes from a nice humid hot to kind of chilly and still a little humid, and you're up in the sky. Clouds settle underneath you, and in this brief moment, I want to check in with Barrick. You've had a little bit of time to kind of digest the news. What's up?
Yeah, I missed the intro. How,
I am shocked and appalled.
But being quiet about it.
But keeping
Very
my
stoic.
cool. I'm very chill.
Bottling it up.
Very demure, very mindful.
Chuck-like.
I think I'm still probably not going to tell Oot about it.
Okay.
I think I want to do some like solo investigation before I'm just like, hey,
Okay.
guess who we're working for? So I feel like I probably would seek out Loril at some point. And just be like, hey.
Okay, so
Finger guns included.
Barrick
No, I'm
walks
just
up to Lorel and says, hey, and finger gun. Snap finger gun, sorry.
There's no metal in this universe, so there's no guns. So
Where would Lorel be on her ship? Her cabin, somewhere else?
Potentially her cabin, potentially like up at the helm with
Cassis. Cassis Tiln, I think.
Cassis.
Hold on, I'll pull up the Obstinate's fit. We'll know for sure.
Nope, I believe you.
We'll know for sure.
It's Cassis.
I knew it had like a K sound at the beginning.
I remember them.
Leonard's
Okay.
She did.
STG Grobas.
Did I tell anybody about
Yeah,
it?
so one of those two locations, and I'll let Barrick decide which she approaches Laurel in.
Okay.
I feel like I'd probably want to talk to you alone, so probably I'll go to your cabin.
Okay.
If you're in your cabin. I'll just like knock on the door.
Come in.
Okay. Hey.
Oh.
Finger clubs. Finger clubs. There we go. That's a good one.
Finger clubs.
Finger clubs. There's no guns in this universe.
Blowguns. I don't know.
Finger tonfas, because they have the little like.
Oh,
finger,
there you
don't they?
go.
There we go. We got it. We got it. We got
There
it.
you go. How is Oot after the whatever the type of snake it was?
Hell yeah.
That.
He's
what
okay.
Gaia said.
He's okay. I gave him a bone. He's chomping on it. He seems pretty okay, so I'm sure he'll feel better tomorrow. Plus, that person that healed us was pretty good, so that was nice. He's feeling fine. He's doing great. So anyway, this this lady that we delivered the stuff for. What do you
Lady Saravek.
Sure, yeah, that one. What did Laurier? That's the house.
Yeah, Lady Saravek of House Lorelei.
Laurier.
That's a new one. Lorelei.
Sponsored
Interesting.
by
Laurier.
Laurier.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
Laurel's way better at this than I am. Yeah, she's been serving the queen in Lorm, and spreading her business there, and it was a good opportunity for us to get a little bit more cash flow with the
Sure.
managing the ship.
This is a business you're running, after all, I think. I don't really know what you do. Anyway,
I'm just trying to make sure the crew stays fed for right now.
that's probably best. So does her house get to Picari often?
Do I have any clue? It's a big house.
So,
She's one of the
about
major
it.
houses.
not one of the major Sky Island houses. One of
Okay.
the big things about House Laurier is they're not actually very prominent on the Sky Islands themselves.
Okay,
They
they're
are
mostly
more...
spread to the mainland. and-
Yes.
Okay.
They have a bunch of trade and other dealings off of the Sky Islands, and they advance interests in that way.
Okay. Yeah, House Laurier is, I think, one of the largest houses, on the mainland. So they don't do much on the Sky Islands anymore and focus most of their efforts on mainland trade and whatnot.
Okay, so
Which is interesting because that means they don't have any Blythe Crystal farms.
No, they
Farms? I think it's farms.
Mines, I think, because they mine it from inside of the Flying Islands.
I thought it was outside. Like they
couldn't-
dangle off the
Well, I thought they
sides and
grew it
like
too,
they
yeah.
grow it, and it grows on the underside of the islands,
Okay.
and they like grapple down and harvest it.
I
And
will-
the most harrowing
Sounds
farming.
pretty sweet.
That's cool.
I would do that for free.
Yeah, and it's like living. It like grows.
Yeah.
It's not like a normal gem or rock or anything.
So does the one that's in my necklace, is it getting bigger or is it just staying the same size?
Roll a perception check.
Okay.
I
I'm
assume
gonna
it would be it broke
say
off from the island and it's away from the
20.
source.
On
in
the dot.
process of saying, well, it's not going to matter if you got a 20, but I was going to have you add a bane to that because it's not something you've been studying very much. You haven't kept careful notes on it, but you got a 20, so a 6 won't do anything to that.
Well, I did roll a 6 on my bane.
Max
so-
on both dice.
Max on both.
Yeah.
So
Well done.
Thank you.
Yeah, so with a 20, you don't see the crystal has grown larger.
Okay.
You don't know if it's a bad climate, or you don't know how that works, actually. So it ain't.
No. Okay, got it.
Is there a reason you ask?
Just my own reasons. My
I
reasons
see.
are my own.
I like that Lorel has so far had 2 of the party members come up and talk to her.
Strange
in
questions.
such-
Lorel's been so open of like, you guys are all shady.
Unnecessarily cagey, just
Yeah,
all of us.
KG's the right word.
Excuse me.
Okay.
Invited you
hasn't
on
done
my
it yet.
ship.
The person who killed my friend is from the Sky Islands. You guys are all
I
from
don't
the Sky
know
Islands.
that.
I don't know how that works.
I don't think
Well,
Linnaeus
you don't
knows
even
how
know
to
if
be
that's who
cagey.
killed
He doesn't.
your friend.
Well, you're right.
Because
Technically, you're
life
right.
crystals
But all
are freaking everywhere.
But that's all I found so far, and there's a Sky Islander crest on it. There's a lead. Exactly. Trust no one except for Oot. I don't know what else to ask you about it.
If only we were openly sharing information.
I know,
could tell you
right?
what I know about life crystals and how they're harvested and how they grow. And
Okay.
I will also use this opportunity to point out that your fatal flaw is that seeking the thing that killed their bondmate's previous mate. So you could potentially lean in this situation.
I think I was considering doing so.
Let me just pull up this.
finally, we could be friends.
Okay.
Not you.
We are friends.
Linnaeus is everybody's friend.
Everyone is my
too friendly.
So this would be an escalation because leaning in doesn't make things better. Your fatal flaw is making things worse.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not necessarily going to turn into a life or death situation. It's just not.
You're about to brawl.
Lorel kills me.
Your character has a
pushes
downside.
me over
and,
the edge.
Hold her by the collar.
So when you lean in, you have the opportunity to escalate the scene. And once per scene, you can choose to do it according to the fatal flaw. The scene gets more dangerous and complicated for you. Polite conversation becomes an argument. Argument becomes a fist fight. Fist fight results in weapons drawn, and so forth. The important
We're not
thing
arguing yet.
is in escalations that your situation becomes more dangerous, more complicated, and it happens as a result of giving into your fatal flaw. When you lean in, every player at the table has the opportunity to join you in this escalation. With the player to the left of the person can explain how their own fatal flaw causes them to get involved in escalation and to further complicate things. Those who choose to lean in with their fatal flaw immediately get a seeker point, and those who choose to stay out of it do not. When you choose to lean into an escalation, you don't necessarily have to take sides with the person who started the escalation. If you decide that your fatal flaw puts you at odds with your allies, great. Enjoy your seeker point.
I love the way they wrote things.
I know.
Great. Enjoy your seeker point. You don't have friends now.
It's just
time,
a
you
little
little freak.
complicated and a little more dangerous.
Yeah, they're just complicated friends then. Like Linnaeus.
He's not a complicated man.
Yeah?
I think Barrick probably
Being
wrestles
friends
with it
with
for a
Linnaeus is
second, but then
complicated.
it's like, fuck it. Like, I need to know.
Okay.
So,
Here you go. Have a seeker point.
lean, baby.
You lean in. How do you go from this, I would say, polite conversation? How do you make things worse? How do you escalate the situation, Barrick?
Kind of a cagey conversation.
I feel like I would just start explaining everything, but get like more and more intense with it as I get more like into it and like riled up about it.
Okay.
To where it's like I'm probably like getting in her face a little bit, and we've probably moved a couple steps backwards as she's like moving away from me, and I'm
Okay.
moving up and just like furtively, she can't get a word in edgewise, like just
Okay.
explaining everything that's gone on.
We'll put a pin in that. We'll come back to it in a moment. Lisa, your character's not immediately here, so I don't know
I
how
don't.
you would lean in.
There's no.
Yeah, okay.
I don't think that would work. Like, if
wouldn't
we're
really
not here,
work,
like, because
yeah.
my fatal flaw is I can't see faces. I just barge into the room. I can't see faces,
I can't read the room.
Who are you?
and then just
Who's
leaves.
angry? Are you happy?
I mean, that would escalate the situation, but not in any way that would
Not
make
in a
sense.
sensical way.
Sure. I guess then, Dylan, your fatal flaws, you hate the abuse of power, is what I have written down still. So
my initial thought was like, I don't think it really applies, and I probably won't lean in. But then I'm like, well, now she's like, Barrick's like using his strength and size her strength and size, sorry, to be intimidating
you
and
two
get in
playing
my
different
face.
gendered characters and mess the whole table up. Sure.
And I'm like, that kind of feels like an abuse of,
You feel like you're getting bullied and you want to push
Yeah.
back against that sort of thing.
Power.
Okay. So
yeah, why not?
cool. What are a
Lorel will yell
couple-
back at you.
What are a couple of the things that like you say as you start to escalate? And let's just like see if we can get into this.
I feel like I would explain to you that a person that was very close to me was murdered, and then I found Blythe's crystal clutched in their hand after they had passed, and then they had the Laurier thing on the Blythe's crystal, and then so obviously Laurier had something to do with this, and you're of the Sky Islands, so you should know something, so tell me.
I've invited you onto this ship and giving you room and board for the past week now. And you think that I had something to do with this?
I didn't say you had something to do with it. I said maybe you know something about it.
Blythe's crystals are farmed everywhere on the Sky Island.
But does everybody put their crest on it?
The noble houses control the farming of Blythe's crystals. Yes, it's a commodity.
Then why was it on Picari? Why did Terrace have it? Why?
We were in Picari, if you recall, for trading, in a trading port. It could have come from anyone, and I'll remind you that there were a multitude of other Sky Islanders present there trading wares.
Yeah.
Make a perception check for Oot for me.
Ooh. What perception is?
I'm going to ask her to
Intelligence.
leave, and then
Intelligence?
Oot's going to barge in.
It's a separate stat for Oot because its
What's
intelligence
fatal
sucks,
flaw?
but it's intelligent.
What perception is?
I'm going to say the same as Bear.
So it's
Find who killed Terrace. Revenge.
Actually,
Makes
hang
sense.
on. We don't know the stats. I know like his intelligence sucks and his perception is a different stat, right? It's
So
like
you can have a bonus to perception. Normally,
But it's still
it uses intelligence as the baseline modifier, and then you can have an additional bonus as a perception bonus. So what's the perception score of it?
perception says 12,
12. So Oot has a
weird.
plus 2 on this roll.
so 20.
20. Cool. Oot was healing and sunning himself on deck, maybe next to a...
Yeah, I was also
Plant
healing
grenades.
and sunning myself.
Oot's ears perk up, and he quickly, like a dog who hears someone, like scrambles a little and books it towards the cabin.
do we
Can I
see-
follow at this
yeah,
point?
sure. And maybe like the sound of their argument. Like it's not a huge ship.
It's a small ship.
Okay.
It's not soundproof.
Is that big?
It's wider than 12 feet, though.
Then maybe
Are you out there too?
I don't know. I feel like somewhere in the ship I would have heard this commotion.
Okay.
Or followed the wolf.
Yeah, I think raised voices have been heard. You hear a loud boom against the door of your cabin as Oot crashes into it.
Wait, Oot.
Lorel will glare at Barrick.
Sorry. How do you do that? Slavic bark.
Insert Slavic bark.
Barking in Slavic.
Now, if you're done insinuating that I had anything to do with this, are we done here?
Well, I guess.
Then I'll ask you to leave my cabin.
All right, fine. I guess I'll leave your cabin.
Okay. The door bursts open and Oot doesn't leap at Lorel, but definitely tries to put himself in between the path and tries to it is guard dog in the moment.
I feel like I'd try to mom arm.
What's going on?
Don't worry about it.
You're what's happening?
It's fine. It's done. I got no information.
Of what?
It-
You learned something?
Let's go. We'll go up top. We'll talk.
Okay.
All right.
Oot just like looks at you, glares, and then like follows Barrack out of the cabin.
Glares in Slavic.
Slavically glares.
Slav glare. The two of you.
We ran down with Oot, I
yeah.
think.
Yeah.
You guys okay?
Is everything okay here?
Freaked
Lorel
out.
hasn't left the cabin, and Lorel is like following them out to shut the door behind them. So I'll give anyone a moment to like interject or say anything before Lorel slams the door after Barrack leaves.
Yeah, I'll ask Lorel, I think, because Oot's with you now.
Yeah, I'll probably go.
I'll be
back
like, you know
with
what?
Oot and
I'm
just
gonna let
like
I'm gonna let the dog take care of this.
The person Lorel wants to commiserate with. Lanesh.
We're gonna be friends.
Damn it!
Everything okay? We heard yelling, and then Oot kind of freaked out.
We're fine.
Are you lying? I'm very smart, I can tell. I can read people so well.
Just trying to figure out how Lorel phrases it, but she'll essentially explain that Barrack, for some reason, thinks that Lorel or, Lady Saravek had something to do with murder of her friend.
I feel like I only insinuated that Lady Saravek had something to do with the murder of my
You
friend.
seem to think that I know
This
something
is a
about
great.
it.
This is a great crisscross. Good.
Good old she said, she said.
Why is she saying all these things?
That's
kinda-
what she said.
You did use the line like you're a Sky Islander, so you must know something about it.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. But that's not insinuating you had anything to do with it. Just that maybe you
It's
would
just
know
racist.
something about
It
it.
was an
Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay.
It was an escalation. You guys weren't clear in your meetings. Just a little bit racist.
Okay, you know
As
what?
a
Okay.
treat.
Well, it's like it's not my fault we took the job with Lady Saravek. It's just we need to pay the crew. People got to eat.
Fair enough.
Like all these freeloaders on my boat.
So, do you know anything?
What I know is that Blyce crystal is incredibly common and is farmed all over the Sky Islands. And the house Laurier is one of the most common Sky Islander houses off of the islands. So, and, one of the most prominent trading forces on the mainland.
And I feel like, do you carry Blyce crystal with you, like normally?
I was going to say, like, I'm pretty sure, one, like, the boat's embedded with it all over, because that's how it flies.
Yep.
Her staff, like her spear, the blades are made of Blyce crystal.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably, like, woven into her clothes and jewelry. So, like, yeah, like, it's all over
Okay.
the fucking boat.
I mean, I'm just thinking that it would be probably pretty easy if, like, a Sky Islander is this decked out with Blyce crystal for someone else to get it off of them. I
Right.
like having Blyce crystal, and I like lower my voice so Barrack doesn't hear. Having Blyce crystal doesn't necessarily mean that Lady Saravek would have done something. He could have just found it, potentially.
Or traded for it,
Traded for it.
Yeah, they're... The insinuation that... Lady Saravek or, us by extension have anything to do with it is...
How do you feel about Lady Saravek?
She's gorgeous.
She's as beautiful as you.
She is gorgeous.
She's sharp. And she knows what she's doing. And apparently involved in dangerous dealings, maybe more than I Well, I don't know if that's true. I would say more than I expected, but I think that's just blatantly a lie. Like, Lorel does not have very high opinions of the noble houses and the types of dealings they get up to. But yeah, so Lorel's like, yeah, she's sharp and she knows what she's doing.
Okay.
However, she pays well. And after our fiasco in Bakari, we need that.
So how are you doing? Like, that seems pretty intense.
I don't like bullies.
Me neither.
Shut up.
That's something we can bond over.
Get out of my cabin.
Linnaeus
But-
feels like he made progress.
I will admit, I lost my temper.
Me too. But I'm not here.
Saxter, did you follow Oot and Barrick?
Yeah, I would have followed Barrick and Oot.
Cool.
You should go apologize to Oot.
See if you're you two are doing okay.
Except in Slavic.
It sounded a little heated up there. Is there trouble?
How am I supposed to know that you don't know anything about it? I don't know.
Whoa.
What?
Sorry, I don't mean to
In
pry. It just sounded a little intense, Ewan.
Yeah, I probably could have handled that better. I don't talk to people usually. I had like a small little like group of people that I would live with, and I don't know, you guys aren't them, and it's just different. I'm doing my best. And
No, I get it. Trust me, I get it. I'm not good with strangers either. But what was the argument about? Or you...
well, Oot, I guess you listen up too. I'll just explain
Okay.
that I figured out about the Laurier thing, and that's why I confronted Lorel, and I went off the deep end a little bit. I probably could have handled it better, but
No, I mean,
If you're taking money from person,
yeah.
I kill.
I would love that. However, I think we need some more information first, because Lorel made it sound like maybe she wouldn't do something like that. I really don't know.
It's-
Again,
It's person's name.
it is
That's the
person's
name. We kill.
but it's the whole house though. So there's like a bunch of people that are, I think, under that house.
I
I'm
could
still
kill
not 100%.
like 3 or 4 people.
I know you could, but
How
I
many?
think
That's
I
most
think-
of a house.
But I think no, on the Sky Islands, I think they have bigger homes where more people can live.
My
so
God.
it's I know that's
Gaia.
me, Gaia.
Okay. We need more people.
Yeah, probably.
A whole squad.
Or it might. It's honestly,
Squad.
realistically, it's probably just one person. I just don't know who that one person is yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but we'll figure it out.
Squad of
I'll just have to apologize to Lorel, and maybe we can move forward and try to figure this out.
It's good we have something to go off now. Mm-hmm. That's
It's better than we were before.
yes.
But we kind of took 2 steps forward and 1 step back with the thing that I just did, so we'll
Sure.
have to figure that out.
Do you need me to kill Lorel?
No, not at this juncture.
Is she going to kill you?
I don't think so
Are we-
yet.
I can
but
keep
just,
watch
Yeah, maybe do
if-
that, and we'll just keep it on a
I'll
case
watch
by
it,
case
okay.
basis. Yeah.
Oot goes to the sort of edge of this conversation, is just looking directly at Lorel's cabin. Locked on.
It's like sit, just locked in.
Yeah. Sees Linnaeus come out and just very, very small. Eastern European.
Europeanly.
Saxter would of quietly excused himself during this lengthy telepathic conversation with your dog.
I love that he wasn't telling you.
Yeah, from
heard
his,
one side
and then
of it.
we
from
were
his
talking
perspective,
after that.
you just kind of like zoned out with your wolf, and I'm just like,
Not
just
just
sat-
telepathic, right?
It is.
Is it telepathic?
I think it is
Okay.
telepathic.
It's
Weren't
two-way
you- Were you
telepathic.
doing it out loud sometimes
I was-
though, in the past?
Speaking to... Was I doing it out loud?
Because I know at least in session 1, you talked out loud.
I think yes, because I
Okay.
didn't understand how it worked yet, because I had never had a bond mate before.
Okay.
But now I'm
Okay.
kind of getting
Now
it,
it's
but I did
telepathic.
explain everything to Saxter as well, and then
Okay.
Oot and I probably did
Cool.
just like zone
Saxter
out
slunk
into
off.
like-
They had a great.
He talked to me and then
Love it.
stared at your wolf.
And then he went and
For a
sat and stared
while.
at Lorraine's cabin.
Yeah.
So you're just like, I'm a go.
Yeah,
I don't need to be here
is
for this.
really strange.
Lorel will cinematically time leaving the cabin to go find Barrick to line up perfectly for with when their conversation dies down and
Okay.
she leaves her cabin and you get mad at her, presumably.
Yeah. When you leave the cabin, you see a large saber wolf just looking directly at it and just like small shows teeth. More teeth than the two fangs that are easily visible. With a small.
I find it a little amusing. I try not to make it too apparent.
Okay.
Because he will kill.
Could kill 3 or 4.
At least.
That's most of the house.
That's most of a house.
Yeah, so Lorel will go up. It's like, Barrick, I wanted to apologize for
Me too.
losing my temper earlier.
Me too. I could have handled that better or spoken to you better, or I'm still figuring it out.
I'm sorry about your friend. I didn't know.
Thank you. I didn't tell you, so how could you?
I noticed. But happy to help you figure out what happened. House Laurier is a large house, and they have dealings all across the mainland. But, maybe through this contact with Lady Saravek, we can start to get some answers.
I would appreciate that. And I do appreciate all of your help thus far as well. I didn't mean to take advantage through my actions previously.
No, well, and you guys have... you've all carried your weight as well, so...
I can carry
help
a
has
lot
been
of stuff. I'm pretty
appreciated.
strong.
So, I'll let you know if I find anything else out.
I do appreciate it. And I'll not yell at you in your cabin ever again. And Oot, maybe just, it's fine. We're cool.
Oot gives you one last like hard look and then just pants a little and goes off to a different. That must do, Barrick.
Cool.
Okay.
It is
You all
great.
have been in the sky for some time. With the amount of time it has taken you to get to
The top of the cat tree.
the amount of time it took you to climb a cat tree, you all made it to Hempridge within a day. And I think the snake thing happened at some point. I'm not going to tie it to a certain time because it's too late. But a second day has begun, and you are all on your way to High Rock. High Stone?
I stone.
Hi, Stone.
High Stone. Hello.
Do we heal?
Another day of flight. It's a new day, so you were able to rest, and you all heal.
I'm not hurt.
I'm not hurt.
I'm not
You
hurt.
gotta focus
And
me
neither
more.
is Oot.
I'm emotionally hurt.
I'm hard to hit.
I'll take
What's
it under
Oot's
note.
defense?
Oot's defense is 12.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I'm hard to hit.
I'm going to use my bonded power
Pretty
and
hard to
more.
hit too.
Okay.
Mine's 10. I don't know.
15.
Yeah, I'm at 15 when I'm sky dancing.
For those of you with the seeker point, don't forget that I think one of the things you can do with it is you can spend it to heal more.
You get one use of your healing ability for free per
Oh yeah,
day.
don't forget to use your healing ability to heal if you didn't.
if you
already.
need.
And that's for
Did it
bonded,
already.
right?
Bonded.
Yeah.
It's for everybody. Everybody gets
Yeah,
their
that's
own
true.
personalized one. You can heal your healing rate, and then it has like a rider ability that's different for each
Yeah.
novice path.
Bonded, you
Gotcha.
get to use a power or something immediately after no cost.
I get a boon on my next attack with no time limit.
Yeah, it's either the survivors or the vanguards lets you like heal extra or like heal your allies or something.
Yeah.
Okay. You all get to the Alasawa Mountains as the day is ending. As you are approaching later in the evening, the captain of the ship comes to you, Lorel, and says, we're getting close. Do you want to head directly towards the... What did I call it last time when the queen was telling you where to go? Did I call it a...
It is Bob Dylan.
Yes, Robert Dylan.
Totally useless information.
Tomb or
Tomb.
mausoleum or something.
I call it a tomb,
Okay.
apparently. Yeah, so Guo comes to you and says, do you want to head directly for the tomb or stop by High Stone?
I think tomb first. See what we can before too much time has passed, and then we'll head to Highstone after.
Understood. You...
We're investigating, right? Like we were asked to figure out who did this or how or something.
Correct.
With the caution that they may come back, but mostly it's already happened.
Right.
Okay,
You're getting information on a expedited time scale. You fly over the town of Highstone. It is, from what you can see up, a couple 100 feet. It looks like a normal town. There's nothing worth mentioning other than it's there and it looks okay. As you...
Wonder if we should split the party.
Why would you do this?
As you continue to fly over the town, you
We can cover
fly
more ground.
sort of up at... You're not all the way up at the top elevation of the mountains, partially just because it's cold and uncomfortable and a little unnecessary at this point in time, and also because of where the sun is at this point of the day, you would be navigating kind of blind. So you're just under the ridge to be able to actually see as the sun is setting above you. You fly up this valley, and as you make a couple twists and turns up, you eventually see where a path that has been following the river that leads up towards the mountains climbs with a bunch of switchbacks and it reaches to a large carved out hole in the wall. There's a small camp set outside of it. Wooden logs build up a small fortress with a big gate that, as you get closer, appears to have been fully knocked apart and is no longer in pieces. There is a small... it's been a couple days. So you see some leftover carnage, and as you get even closer, some bodies on the ground lying there. And there you are outside this very large stone door. Not stone door, hole in the wall. There's no stone door attached to it. There are a bunch of carvings above it in an ancient language that no one really speaks fluently. Like, if you wanted to understand this language, that's a whole story path that I will take you on. But for the immediate time, no one knows that language here. So, ancient language, long time ago, big stone tomb door. No door, just big stone tomb hole. I'm a professional.
Can I just say I'm glad we didn't have to hike up the mountain to get here? All those switchbacks.
Yeah, we just went directly to the tomb hole.
Directly to the
Just
tomb.
flew up to the
no
tomb
door,
hole.
just hole.
Just a hole.
Can I just say thank you for picking up on no door? I thought I was being a little subtle about that, but you really caught on.
no door.
Just hole.
Just hole.
It's the theme of this campaign.
Excuse
I
me.
don't know.
I haven't been paying attention at all. I didn't get that.
Yeah, I missed that episode. I guess we get off the ship. Literal jumps.
Cool. Yeah.
No way.
Laurel hops off.
I can jump too. Hop off.
Cool.
I guess we'll wait.
I'm just gonna jump on the.
It's like
We're
just like a rope.
Just do a little hop on the deck, just because I feel like
After a moment, the first mate on lowers a rope ladder for the rest of you all.
Cool. Thanks.
Actually,
jumpers.
you all get low enough that she'll throw out an actual gangplank for Oot to be able to walk on.
That's nice.
'Cause I remember that.
Wondering earlier how we got that
You will keep the engine running.
Sog like opens a porthole where there shouldn't be one. Just goes, that's not possible. There's nary an engine on the ship. Okay, and you're all at the entrance to the tomb.
Zog needs to talk with us more.
Do any of you have a source of light on you?
I have torches.
I think I
torches.
also have torches.
I have two. I have one shit covered one and two regular normal
Don't
ones.
light those ones.
The- Yeah, I don't want to cover the poop or light the poop torch.
A torch will
Not yet.
fill a sphere with a 5-yard radius.
Cool.
I assume a
And
lantern's the same thing.
A lantern. Do you have bioluminescent or bone?
Mine is bioluminescent.
Probably
I assume
Bone.
I don't know.
Bio? Okay, we'll do bio.
I didn't write it down. I didn't specify.
So decreed, it's bio. It will do a 7-yard radius centered on your space.
We got lights.
And
Lights for
bioluminescent lanterns last indefinitely, provided you take care of the fungus.
I can help.
I can help.
I can help. I
Make
worked
sure
with
we
them.
water our lanterns.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What's the plant situation?
Sparse. You're above timberline.
Okay. Is there like lichen? some low-lying alpine
not-
shrubbery? Alpine flowers?
In the camp, not really. It's been cleared. You have not gone into the tomb yet, so you don't know past that.
And no people in the camp.
Roll perception.
Okay.
You definitely see bodies.
Oh, okay.
Can Oot perceive?
12.
Oot perceive is what you asked? Or did...
Can Oot perceive?
Sure. 12?
12.
You check around the carnage of this camp and don't immediately see any living people. When you're looking around with a 12, you notice that most of the bodies are clothed in sort of lower level military fatigues of someone in the Far East city-state militia or military. So they're wearing that uniform type. You do see a couple bodies of people that do not match that uniform style. They're instead wearing also sort of like medium armor, leather armor type situation with a symbol of a black, anatomically correct heart plastered on the front, back, and shoulder pads. Of course, I have to caveat that with the idea that to know that, you would have to know what the anatomically correct heart would look like. So you see a weird lumpy shape that is colored black on their chest pieces. I think the only character
What
I could
is
reasonably
the-
agree that has that knowledge would be Saxter.
Yeah, I was going to say, what is the
I'm a
like
creepy bloke,
general
so
education level of,
anatomy.
anatomy and in general people of the world?
Would Oot know what a heart looks like, given he probably eats critters? If he got a 14, does Oot know what a heart looks
think
like?
so. I
Fair
think
enough.
there's a difference between knowing what a heart looks like in its normal state versus like
Eating it.
getting into a body and just doing damage
Eating
to
the guts.
it, eating it.
Yeah.
I think like the general education of people doesn't go into like proper anatomy. That's something that's restricted to going into that type of education path and learning more about it. At this day and age, there's not, while there is a lot of ancient knowledge that can be passed down, there's so much chaos in the world still that it doesn't all make it.
So the plants, are they like on the outside of the camp?
You can go down the trail some if you want to go look for plants.
It's just
I just want to talk to them. There's lichen above alpine. There are alpine plants.
You can do a small hike while these few are looking and head down the trail some. You're able to find eventually some lichen on the north side of a rock.
Okay. I can talk to plants, so I can ask it questions and see if there's something that showed up that was weird. I'm going to run back.
Okay.
Hey, I can talk to plants and I can ask them if there was something that showed up that was weird.
Cool.
Do you want me to ask it some questions?
Do you want to ask it some questions?
I would love to talk to plants. I haven't been able to do that before. I've been trying.
I mean, I say go for it, but
I don't know if they'll respond. Full disclosure. This is the first time I'm actually attempting it.
Well,
I'm not really in charge, so I don't feel like I'm here to like give you permission to do that, but I think that sounds super cool.
I was thinking more just like ideas of things I could ask. I don't need permission to talk to plants. No offense.
You're right. I'm sorry I insinuated that you did.
No, I'm sorry that I made you feel that way.
Guo and An are both like on the edge of the ship, just sort of listening from a distance. What?
the real walking raccoon.
Do you want me to ask questions or not? I don't know what to ask.
What's the lichen gonna be able to tell us? Sure.
Okay, let me pull up the power.
Linnaeus pulls out some scrolls.
Hold on. Got these from the matriarchs. Hold on. They've been a little bloodied.
Barrett, can you and Oot help me check the bodies of the non-guards, the other group from the guards that are here to see if there's anything of orders or where they came from?
Yeah. I can do that.
Cool.
Oot, do you want to help?
Yes, I help.
Okay, yeah. Oot and I can do that.
Who just like starts ineffectively pawing at one of the bodies to try to like flip it over and see what's on there.
Can I help Oot out? I'll wait
You
until
want to do this instead of
Well, I was
thought you
gonna
were talking to
wait.
plants.
I was gonna wait until we got some information. So, like, if there was some kind of, I don't know, scar on them or something that would indicate a monster attack. You know, something that like I could ask the plants about.
Well, we found 2 factions of bodies, guards, and then the black heart people that we don't know are hearts.
Yeah, like and don't know abstract concepts, so I need to really narrow in. What I'm gonna ask.
If I knew what a heart was, I would have mentioned it, like when I saw the symbol on.
Okay, yeah. Saxter calls out. Oh, I've seen that.
Yeah, that's the bump 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 thing in your chest that makes you live.
Lorel is slightly curious why you know that, but she doesn't
I love
question
that's
it.
how he knows that too. Bum 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 thing.
That makes you live.
Your heart.
I'm not an anatomist. I'm an amateur
guy.
cardiologist.
Yes. An amateur bumpologist.
I'm known as a bit of a heartbreaker in my land.
But you guys are checking out the non-guards.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll take a look at the guards then.
Okay. Perception, I guess.
Searching bodies.
Search some bodies. 17.
Cool. You go over the guards' bodies. They have some standard stuff. You're able to, if you want, pocket a handful of pearls. Let's say... Woo, wow. 11 pearls.
11 pearls.
Damn.
That's a crap ton of pearls.
Between the bodies, spread out.
That's a lot of pearls.
Oh, I'm
Did
the
we
only
ever
one checking
divide
them,
that
so...
ruby?
I was about to ask if we had
You
done
were
anything with the
directly
ruby.
given the ruby.
Yeah.
Okay.
So someone has the ruby.
I'm going to mark the ruby, but I'm not claiming the ruby. I'm just marking the ruby.
I got my eye on you.
Aside from that, it appears they've died from mostly stabbing and slashing and melee type wounds. Not always true, though. You see that a couple of them look like they were killed with insane amounts of force. Like it looks like someone dropped a building on them,
Okay.
but there's no building around.
Yeah, that goes along with Lorel wanting to check what the hell broke open the gate.
When you would look at the gate, you would see a similar story of it looks like something just directly struck the giant logs of wood that held it intact, and it was just shattered everywhere. It's not like it was battered open, which would have kind of left it in place. It looks like the entire gate was launched backward with force, and you can find pieces of it all over the camp.
Okay, interesting.
In addition to that large amounts of brute force, You also see a couple, or one body in particular, that looks like it has been completely choked in vines. And the vines have started to freeze and die, but are not gone yet.
That's a plant you could talk to.
I was gonna say
I could talk to that plant.
Guys, they can't hear that.
I'm gonna talk to that plant.
Oh, okay. Great. So what's the specifics of this power? Do you just start talking to them? Is there anything I need to know
Hold on.
as far as what they know?
I'm still living, choking. Okay. Speak with plants. 1 minute.
Okay.
You may ask plants within short range of you questions until you either ask them 5 questions or the duration elapses. The plants will answer you truthfully, but their awareness is limited to the immediate area, and there are certain abstract concepts they may not understand.
Okay. 5 questions, abstract concepts they don't get, or a minute.
Yes.
You cast the power?
Guys, I can ask this. Do you want to help? I don't know what to ask.
Who made you kill the guy?
Okay.
The person.
All right, fuck it. We'll do it.
Fuck it, we ball.
You cast it?
Fuck it, we ball.
Then it
Okay.
started.
Hello.
Hello?
What
That's cheating.
caused you to kill this being?
Oh, one of you plant crafters made me do it. I'm not from here.
What did the plant crafter look like?
She has a face and hair and plants as armor.
Okay. There was a very large thing that fell or crushed bodies. Do you remember sensing anything incredibly large or heavy?
I was brought here with a guy who was very heavy.
How big was this guy?
Guy-sized. 10 seconds.
Do you know what broke the door?
It was the guy who did some things. And the vines shut up.
It was the guy.
There was a big guy here.
Well, maybe he did
Great report out.
this. He did.
That's all you got from the vine? There's a big guy?
No, there was a big guy.
Look,
Was
this is
a
a
big
new
guy.
power, all right? I've never done
Okay.
this before.
No,
They've
that's
never answered me before.
11 pearls for both guards and
Excuse me. I got the 11 pearls.
black hearts.
Correct.
Because she checked the black hearts.
Wait, sorry, the black hearts too.
The 11 pearls were just the guards.
Yeah. We're going to say...
And nothing else on black hearts.
let me make sure I'm not messing up the...
We need more clues besides there was a big guy. He was
So-
guy-sized.
Right.
It seems enough to
Barrick
go on.
and Oot, you were looking over the guys, which we have not talked about yet, so we're going to do that now. We're all caught up, and we're proceeding. No door,
guy.
just hole.
Exactly.
Anyway,
This has been established.
so you're looking
Lynette
over the
is trying
bodies
so
of these
hard.
2 black hearts,
Lynette is
and
trying too
you
hard.
notice that their veins appear to be pitch black. As you're seeing, like, interacting with some of their wounds, you and Oot conclude that the smell of demon's blood is in the air. Interacting further with them, you find that they, aside from some simple melee weapons on their body, which I can get into if we need to, you note that they have 4 sapphire between them.
Damn.
That's so much money.
I mean, that's a step up from Pearl. But also, yeah, that's
so
right.
much money.
Y'all are still starting now. You don't.
For us poor people, not you.
For us whores, that's quite a lot.
That's a lot.
That's also a lot for me. I just spent all the money I had on feeding people.
I was going to say, I would split that between
Cool.
the group.
Yeah.
Guess I'll share my pearls.
Linnaeus
One sapphire.
Linnaeus just said so.
Too.
one sapphire and how many?
There's 11 pearls.
11 pearls? Okay.
11 pearls. So that's
2 pearls
2
and
each.
someone gets a few.
3 left over. Here, feed the crew.
So we each get 2,
2.
7 pearls.
the sapphire.
Yeah, I'll note that at this point, you guys are the crew as well. Like,
Feed me. Mother, feed.
just,
Feed me
you know,
some more.
I,
Procure food. Go on, mama.
Lorel, I'm hungry.
Well, I asked if we wanted to stop in Highstone, and everyone said no.
there yet.
Actually, I think if I'm divvying it up, I'll give each of you just an extra one.
Ooh,
So each get
okay.
3.
Oh, thank you.
You're so kind.
I know.
Beautiful.
Yeah, at some point we should probably just like pool money. And,
No.
Well, there it is. Okay.
Okay, but I'm holding the ruby.
Was there any further
Pull it with you
investigation
guys.
or hanging actions that I need to address in this camp area?
I think we got the gate, the guards, and the black hearts.
And big guy.
And,
And
there's
big
the big
guy.
guy.
Yeah.
Guy?
No notes or anything else on Blackheart other than
No.
Bomber.
Oh, there was a plant weaver too. That was interesting.
Is the plant weaver one of the bodies, or are they gone?
One of the people that was here.
You
Okay.
have not seen any new Gaians.
None of them? Okay.
No, but a plant weaver would be able to.
And then Linnea steps in your line of sight and you see one new guy.
Whoa!
Hey.
One beautiful new guy.
A question for you, not to be a racist.
Sure.
How distinct
It's never a good start
are
to a
like
sentence.
New Gaians from Bakari, from Sky Islanders, from Mainlanders? Like, my understanding is like they're all quite distinct from each other. Like, it's very easy to tell one from another, but maybe that's not the case.
That's mostly correct.
'Kay.
I believe each origin gives you specific characteristics.
'Kay.
Some of the most prominent characteristics go to the seafarers.
Yeah.
Their big, like, urchin...
Sharknies.
Gills and fins. And shit.
The probably easiest to mistake would be an overlap of Pakari, Black Islander, and Mainland.
Okay.
Just due to the Sky Islanders have like, I think they have like coloration to their skin in some way. If I remember right, I guess not.
Mm,
I didn't read anything about
You are closer
a
to the sun.
specific.
it's true.
Constantly sunburned.
Yeah, so maybe Sky Islanders can go in there too.
Hell
But
for redheads.
New Gaians almost, not always, but usually New Gaians who avail themselves to their origin have plants involved in what they're doing. They don't have to by
Okay.
any mean of the...
Just curious if it's like looking through the bodies, we can tell like, oh, there's no new guy in here.
You don't see anyone with plants on them.
Okay. Just curious.
Yeah,
There
there
was
was a new
Linnaeus
guy.
looks at the bodies. Linnaeus looks at the bodies. I don't think there's any new guys.
I like pulled my fern club out, and it's like it could be part of an arm, you know, if that helps.
I don't think so.
Okay. No, there was a plant weaver with whoever was here, because the vines are wrapped around one of these people, killing them. It's typically what a plant weaver would be able to do. Can't speak for other people, but there was a big guy who broke the door and killed a bunch of people, which I'm assuming might be because he was on something.
Demon's blood.
Demon's
maybe?
blood.
Demon's blood.
Demon's blood, perhaps.
Into the hole?
Into the hole.
Into the hole.
Into
How I
the
live
hole.
my life.
No door.
I'll go after all of you.
Into the hole.
Okay, I heard you. Loud and clear.
I
Okay,
can say it again.
no, loud and clear.
Louder and clearer, I can say it.
In the back.
I'm going to
course.
stand right in front of you, so I'm kind of in the
Luro
back
will go
too.
first.
You
Whatever,
all
guys.
descend into the tomb. You all, question mark, have your sources of light on your person, or
yes.
one of you going to abstain?
I feel like Saxter throws stuff, so maybe Saxter should abstain. And maybe you'll just hang out with us? Like in the middle?
Yeah.
Lorel's happy to carry a lantern, but also would be happy to have 2 hands for her staff. So
Yeah.
Can
I'll keep my hands
Woot
free.
carry your lantern in his mouth?
If it's a lantern, yes.
it is.
So if
If
Lorel
it's
wants
a
to keep both
torch,
hands on
that's
her
kind of a tassel.
staff,
but-
can
we can also
you
theoretically
take
just like
her
grab a
torch?
random crew member who's like tell
Also, that
Guro
is,
to come with
that
us.
is an option.
You've got a full ship. You could lose one.
I don't want to do
We
that.
have some to spare.
I can hold a lantern. It's fine.
But who
Is your
wants to
club
be
one-handed?
important?
Yeah. Let me check. Oh, I have a thorn knife. I think so.
Okay. If your club is one-handed, then
Yeah, I'll just hold a lantern.
I don't know. I guess it'd be free to drop a lantern to carry a staff. So we can have a couple lanterns and set them down if we need to.
Cool.
Won't carry anything.
All right. You all descend into the tomb. After a series of stairs that lead into the mountain, you reach one of the first rooms, a type of atrium, as it were. But even this room is filled with some depictions of mostly pictographic information, sort of displaying the different peoples of New Gaia, or Gaia, and the separation of these peoples into the different origins that exist modernly. Looking over this site and information, you don't immediately see any... actually, you do follow a trail of blood leading inside here, and you find another body of one of the guards, a more in-charge looking person than the ones outside, who you're not entirely sure what resulted them dying in here, but they are dead on the ground inside of here. You also see an additional trail of blood that leads further in. This room specifically is not too informational, other than maybe like a primer or an introduction to the rest of the tomb.
Can I try to get an idea of how old this tomb is?
Sure.
With a mythology
Yes.
boon?
Yeah.
Because that's one of my professions now, apparently. 18? I'm assuming it's an intellect roll.
18. You absolutely succeed. As you're looking over some of the carvings here, you take a little bit of time to look at some of the depictions of Gaia from a geographical standpoint, and you note that some of the more modern settlements and city-states, such as the Far East, don't exist in this map. The Far East is, even though it's very separated from a lot of the other mainlands, there was a point in time where the Far East just was Naga-held territory. And the swamps that are here now, a long time ago, were pushed back, and the Naga had retreated to make room for... I'm blanking up. Some armies of the Twins and Megalith both contributed to a not full, an attempt at eradicating the Naga threat on their doorstep and really pushed them away. So that's something that at least gives you context for hundreds of years.
Wow.
Most likely. Yeah.
Somebody should respectfully loot the guard captain.
All right.
I can do that.
Without qualms, Linnaeus and Saxter step
go ahead.
forward.
Yeah.
Oh, you.
That's a Dylan statement, not a Laurel statement.
Saxter, after you. Go ahead.
Yeah, of
Laurel
course.
would use the word search.
Yeah, I'll look through the...
Cool. You find
They're synonyms.
he has a martial melee weapon. We're going to call it a crystal-edged sword.
Ooh.
Which stands out for him being a mainlander. That has the deadly and finesse properties.
Not sure who would best use that. Probably not me.
Who can use martial melee weapons is the first question.
All of us?
All of
I
you?
was gonna say, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's answered. Good job. You all passed the test.
But finesse is not
So-
our strong point.
Deadly, as in it's a
can use
d6
either.
plus
+2.
bonus. So
It's
it's
just
a d6
agility.
plus 2 weapon.
Yeah.
Whoa.
You could use it, or maybe you.
Because finesse is an agility to attack, isn't it?
You
So-
don't have to. It's whichever's
You
highest.
could use strength.
You
You
can do
can
either.
still use.
So you could. So Bearer could take it for a d6 plus 2 sword.
Yeah. Let's
better than my whip, but I don't want to take it from anybody if anybody else could use
I
it
have
better.
a -1 to both.
Lorel's got
so.
a staff that's a D6
That's all on
and
you.
plus 2 reach.
I'm pretty much a ranged attacker,
Okay, I'll take
so
That's on you.
Okay.
So it's
I
like
could probably sell pretty well
What
too if
kinda
you don't
what?
want to use it.
Plus, I plan on like
this is
dropping a
a
sapphire on a weapon with a bajillion
martial
properties at some
crystal
point.
edged sword.
does it smell like demon's blood in here too? Like if Oot were to pursue
Go ahead and roll it.
Oot's got a cold.
Okay.
It's dusty.
It's really dusty in here.
Yeah,
It's an old tomb. There's dust.
for
You
sure.
learned a lot of things today. Yesterday. I don't
Not
know.
in this room.
Whatever.
Cool. You all proceed deeper as you move down another hallway, a larger, but only a little bit larger, carved out room with
There's no metal.
a series of sarcophagi line the sort of outer rings of this room. It, in the central area, carries a series of sort of large shelves carved out of the stone ceiling itself, sort of dividing the room into a large oval donut shape. Within each of these shelves are these very incredibly cobwebbed areas containing very old items, trinkets, accoutrements, yada, yada, yada. In this room, you see an additional body, and Barrick, this especially stands out to you because you see a body that has been sort of, there's blood everywhere in a very familiar way. And it looks like one of the last guards people, one of the last guards people that had made it down here is like trying to flee. In this case, they died from behind, and their blood had just sort of been exploded everywhere into this room, and it's stained red as you are all scanning through this area.
Not in the same way as like the other guards that were like pulverized.
No, it was
Okay.
not a crushed to death type thing.
Torn out.
Yeah, more of
Torn
a
apart.
torn out type option.
And is this what Terrace looked like when
This is similar to
Found
what
them?
Terrace looked like when that happened.
Can I go up and check the hand of this body
Sure.
and see if there's a crystal like Terrace had?
You approach the body, you claw open their hand, and you don't see a crystal blice thing, necklace, as you saw in Terrace's hand. Maybe Terrace grabbed it off of someone when that happened. You claw open their hand, and you see a bunch of popping.
A bunch of
noises.
bubbles.
I think seeing this body, Saxter would draw his weapons and kind of like skulk in the shadows.
Okay.
Like he's on alert.
Gotcha. For the moment, I guess give me a stealth type roll.
Okay. 9. I don't get a boon or anything.
Okay, 9. Got it. You find that they had a healer's kit in their hand, and they clearly didn't get the
Boon from
opportunity
being
to
an
use it.
assassin.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Can Oot kind of investigate the body and see if there's
Assassins are
anything that is reminiscent of Terrace's crime scene? Or
Sure. Perception.
let's try this one. It's better. 20?
Okay, wow. Oot looks over the body, and after a bit of sniffing and investigation, finds a small trace of a pinkish purplish dust on the hem of the cloak of this person. And it, when sort of just gently like brushed by you to look at it further, when you brush a little bit of it off, it just gently like floats upwards.
Ooh, okay. Can I ask Laurel and Saxter maybe to take a look at this, since it seems like it floats like they are wont to do?
Yeah, it definitely looks like some Blice crystal residue. So just like there's a new guy in with this group, it seems like there's a Sky Islander as well.
This body looks exactly like Terrace's body looked.
Is there any more blood leading further in? Like, are there more trails, or does it seem like the last body?
You don't see any further blood trails leading in.
Okay.
As you are all taking in this room further, what's everyone's perception score?
13.
11.
I have a 10 and Oot has a 12.
10.
Okay. It's all good?
Okay.
Everything's fine.
Great.
Never felt more comfortable in my life.
Can I walk around and look at the sarcophagi?
Yeah.
Like, take my lantern?
You start walking around the different sarcophagus and looking at them. Sarcophaguses? No. You start.
Why is it always sarcophagi?
See, I held that in earlier. I did not want to say it.
Sarcophagal.
Exactly.
You start looking at the different sarcophagi and see this is a tomb dedicated to some of the people who fought from the mainland in the war against the Naga.
Okay.
And you're seeing a lot of like great war heroes, generals, that sort of thing. People who had a substantial impact in the fight are depicted here in their armor with their weapons, doing war things towards giant snake women.
Okay. Do any of them look tampered with?
None of these sarcophagi are tampered with. Go ahead and give me a perception check, and as you go deeper into the room, do it with a bane.
Okie dokie.
Even if there's light.
Even with their light.
Is this the room a dead end, or is there...
It's not a dead end. As you step a little further into it, you can see
Jeez.
it's maybe like 10 yards deep, and then there's another additional tunnel past that.
That's bad.
So,
It's an 8.
okay, not
Wait.
a pass.
6.
Cool. You keep investigating.
Yep.
What else does people in this room want to do, if anything?
Didn't like how he just kind of hoarded our
I don't
minis.
like that. I don't like that even at all.
Uh-oh.
He's gonna water us.
Shit. It's okay. The mushrooms need it.
Uh-oh.
That's really cool.
Hey, Owen. Why are you getting the battle map ready?
No.
He's cleaning it.
Clean as you go.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
It's just to keep things neat.
CAYG.
Nothing's here. And
Oh.
the fact that we didn't perceive anything means nothing.
Oh.
Hey.
Okay, onwards.
As for what to do, you said, wait, hang on. Was this a dead end?
No.
Not a
No.
dead end.
Nope.
There's
just
just
a
no
room
further
with
trails.
sarcophagi and then another tunnel leading deeper.
Gotcha. I'm again kind of like skirting the edge of the firelight from the torches and lanterns and whatnot, and just kind of I on edge. The eviscerated bodies kind of making Saxter wildly uncomfortable. So he's
Exploded bodies.
exploded bodies. Yeah, he's just like, this is where people
Gravity
die.
manipulation?
Sure.
So,
He's waiting.
for your part, Saxter, I'm going to ask for a perception roll as well. I'm going to also say with a bane. Yeah, with a bane.
We did really well at the beginning of the session. Just want to say.
For sure.
We wasted it.
0.
0.
No, you rolled a none.
Rolled a none.
Are
What's mine
like
is yours.
situations and monsters and conditions where if you roll a 0 in it, or like 0 or worse, like bad things happen to you, which is fun, but you're good on this perception check. You just don't see anything.
oblivious.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, looking for more signs of trying to figure out like what happened, not necessarily looking for danger and as on edge as some of the other party.
Perception.
And yeah, if there's nothing else, I'm happy to continue deeper.
Okay. Let's just do a normal perception. No bane yet.
6.
6.
Unless I get a bonus for mythology.
Mythic caves.
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Or the
I
shop.
was surprised you considered it.
I did briefly consider it.
Wasn't expecting that.
Let it not be said I'm not considerate.
Can Oot try to smell for demon's blood and or anything else that's weird?
Sure. Have a percept.
No. Oot cannot perceive.
Well, if there's one
None
thing
of
for
us
sure,
can. Holy
normal room. Nothing happening in this room. All good.
Seems
In fact.
legit.
Onward
my
we
the
go.
God.
person that
Move on.
exploded, this is completely normal.
It's
Nothing's
mathematically
gonna happen.
improbable.
Oh, one's got
All of
markers
us are.
for no
That's why I wasn't
reason.
sure if I also wanted to roll a perception, because it's like... It's always that weird thing where like everyone walks in the room like we all roll perception, but in this case it didn't matter because we all failed.
Different things too. So
Yeah, that's why I was like, well, I'm trying to distinguish.
sorry guys, the lantern is just reflecting off of my pecs. I think it's a little distracting.
Hey, what's that map you're drawing, Owen?
Just rooms.
He just draws
He's
shapes
just
sometimes.
expressing his creativity.
Atrium, sarcophagi room, a new room with a dot in the middle.
Expressing his creativity.
So
Owen loves drawing.
I'm very creative, and I like to express myself with non-abstract art, anti-abstract art, stract art.
It's obviously a boob. I can see it.
Yeah, as you say, so we have the atrium, the sarcophagi room, and a tit.
Yes, that's right.
That's
Actually,
what was described.
Yes.
yep,
Spot on.
correct. No, so you all.
It's a very tiny nipple.
I know.
It's so small.
A little baby knit. You all proceed further forward. You pass the different sarcophagi. Oh, I didn't draw. Order yourself however you want to enter this next room.
Is this the one with the sarcophagi?
Yeah.
Okay. And we came from there?
Yeah.
Yes.
Lurel's probably in the front. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be behind. I'd be bringing up the rear
I'd
because
stand in the back.
I'm not the
with-
bravest.
I'll stand in the back
Lurel's
with you.
probably
so you
less
also have a light
afraid than
source.
she should be.
Sorry, what?
So you have a light source because I have a lantern too.
Doesn't he want to be in the dark?
Yeah, I want to be like on the very edge of the.
I'm pretty sure the
light.
lantern has a 7 square radius.
I can also just tuck it away if you want.
No, it's fine. They'll see us. 'Cause I already failed my stealth roll, so.
And perception.
Okay. Going once, going twice on this order.
Oh, I'm gonna be sorry in front of Sinister.
Whoa.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that order works for me.
I don't know why I answered for you.
You're,
fine.
you're my wife. You just kind of answered for me.
Figured
Cut in
since you
front of
wanted to
him,
be
that's
like
fine.
away, and you can throw.
Yeah,
Distance isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah, no, that feels right.
that is a very narrow.
Yeah, I don't
Opening.
like
It'll
it.
be
This
Will,
is-
fine.
you step through what appears to have been slid out of the way. This large stone wheel has been like shoved backwards and against the wall to reveal an additional passage.
He's risen.
Amen. I do believe.
Easter's over.
Not in here where it counts.
In the thunder.
Always Easter in the center.
You see this large
Sunday.
central cave room where the ceiling sort of cones upwards until there's this very small tube shaft going up in a way that you can hear like wind going just like over a hole in the far distance, causing a very like soft, quiet but offsetting noise. In the middle of this room is a large impact site, as if something heavy had landed there and caused a small divot in the stone ground. And at the center of this impact site is a glowing blue crystal. It is jagged with multiple like growths coming out of the side of it. Not very big. I would say no larger than maybe a foot in diameter, or in height, and then maybe 6 inches in diameter. It is glowing faintly, and you feel kind of off as you finally set eyes on it. Like what you know about the world around you is being tampered with slightly. As that is happening, Saxter in the back, you suddenly hear this little like sound, and you turn your head sharply, and you see on one of the shelves where a bunch of cobwebs are sitting. One of the I haven't even gotten there. You don't know what's happening.
Cobwebs.
You don't know what's
I
happening.
don't like it though. Capture discomfort.
You see
fully.
a small, like little trinket. It's this little like a little like brooch that's sitting there covered in webs. It is just like rattling back and forth.
Hey, Linnaeus.
Yeah.
Not what you thought. Not what you thought.
It could still be Owen.
We don't know.
You don't know.
We don't.
A hand.
Linnaeus,
Elden Ring.
did you? Jesus, no, not those things. Oh God. Did you see that thing moving?
What thing?
Look. And I
look at
point at it.
It's sitting there from and just you see the brooches.
Stabs her in the back.
It's moving. Do you think it's what do you think that is?
I don't know.
Here, watch my back. I'm gonna go check it out. So I'm gonna. Okay. You said it's like a brooch, like a piece of.
Yeah, it looks like
an accessory.
a type of like clip that someone would hold their cloak in place with.
Okay. Not very big.
No.
A couple inches, maybe.
No. You reach out and take a hold of it, and the texture of it doesn't feel right. It's like you tried to grab something smooth, and it feels like sandpaper. But otherwise, you still feel the same cold touch of something small, stone that was left there long ago. It still has the appropriate weight to it, but it just feels sandpapery.
Is it like an egg?
I'm gonna
It looks normal and ornamental. It doesn't look like an egg in any way.
okay.
Just throw it on the ground.
I'm not gonna throw. I'm gonna kind of like
approaches all the time.
I'm gonna kind of like skip it across the floor.
Okay.
Like you would skip stones. Like see what happens with it.
Sure. You turn, you toss it down the floor, and it goes. You turn your lantern to follow it, and the two of you see this like gaunt-eyed, wide-mouthed face like hide behind one of the sarcophagus.
Oh,
Hey, hey guys.
In the other room, as this was simultaneously happening, in addition to the floating crystal that you can see here, there is this.
Oh, it's floating?
Oh yeah, sorry. I apologize.
I thought it was still
is...
embedded in the divot in the ground it made.
No, it is levitating slightly above that.
Oh. Actually, that's not that strange in this world.
You hear as you're sort of taking this in,
Crystals are supposed to float.
at the same time as that was happening for Linnaeus and Saxter, you hear this like scratching sound coming from out of the chute that goes upwards. And a very small noise comes out of it.
That's not good.
It's not good.
Laurel will set down the lantern and pull out a weapon.
Okay. With that lead in, I'm going to have everyone make a perception check to see if anyone is surprised.
If anyone survived.
It's just that easy.
13.
Okay.
14.
I am.
Sorry. So surprised.
4.
Where's perception?
God damn it! I am rolling like
Saxter's
so
just a
bad.
scared little guy.
So bad. I'm not.
He
think
saw
you're
the
good either
spooky
I got
guy.
a 16.
I'm
You
picturing
got
it like
a
I
15.
don't know if you ever played The Last of Us, but there's these like creepy zombies that like sneak around and like peek around corners, and they're really freaky.
How did
I'm surprised, by the way.
Baxter and
Baxter. That's my alter ego.
incorrect?
Barrett got a 16 and Oot got a 15.
Okay, so everyone but Saxter.
That's
passed that
humiliating.
check. That's
You
good.
you saw the face and it was just
Oh, sorry.
That does make sense.
This is a perception check. Everyone is in this range. Add a bane to that.
Oh, shit.
No,
So subtract a bane from that.
I don't want to.
You're too close.
To what?
Okay,
The
I
crystal.
got a 13.
Why the crystal?
Oh, Oot got a 10.
11.
Okay,
8.
Still good.
that fails.
13, 10 for Oot.
Great, those both pass.
We're scared.
So it's just the two in the back.
Honestly, which again narratively makes sense. We shined a light and saw a freaky thing. Like it
That
makes sense
does
that we
make
would be
sense.
surprised.
Yeah.
Oh god.
That's
Okay.
just fun that the dice made it work out.
Uh,
really work out.
So fast actions, slow actions, everyone.
Oh, God.
I'm not showing you what you're fighting at because none of you can see it directly.
Fast.
Thanks, I hate
I start
it.
skydancing. Fast.
Okay.
It's time to dance.
I guess fast for both of us.
Okay.
'Cause we
Wait,
don't
how
know
does the
what's
surprise
happening.
work? Does that mean you don't get...
Surprise
You don't
means
play
you
the first
don't
round?
take any. You don't get a turn in that round.
Oh, well, never mind.
Yeah.
We do nothing.
Okay. So fast, and fast.
Yeah.
You skydance. Barrack and Oot, what do you do?
I feel like we probably just move closer to Saxter and Linnaeus. I'm like, yes.
Okay.
So, yeah.
And we heard a monster from this side too.
By Lorel.
Nah.
You're on your own.
You've been asking to be focused.
I
It'll be
have
fine.
been, you know, you're
Split
right.
the party
They
now.
seem scared.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna go help them.
No, that's right. And again, the rill's supposed to be theoretically hard to hit. We'll see if that actually works, but you know.
Okay. That was the fasts.
She's got really high
you're both not
defense.
going. Let's get into it.
Are they taking fast or slows?
They're taking slows.
That's a bummer. That means they get to do more stuff.
Let's start with these. Okay. You watch as climbing over one of the coffins, a tiny chaos beast clambers. Multiple limbs, looks like a couple, two skulls have been sort of grafted onto this body, sort of open rib cage, but also weird gray flesh that covers the body in sort of still very gaunt ways as it like climbs over and leaps at Saxter in this case.
I don't like this. This is a bad turtle.
Do.
Hey, Owen.
What up?
That's not cool.
Don't worry, I gave you guys opportunities to lean in and make things worse so you could get secret points. Anyway. So to rend Saxter, that's the name of the attack option, it gets a 19.
That hits.
Okay. That's 3 damage.
Okay.
Oh, that could.
As with its like claws and mouth, it goes like, yeah, and just like attacks you, making weird scratchy noises.
That's
Hey, Owen.
horrifying.
Not cool.
Kind of cool.
Thanks, Lisa. From the roof, out of the chimney and crawling down one of the walls, as like a, I don't know, it's running sort of like a dog would, but another chaos beast runs down like the side of the wall and just like pounces for Laurel.
It'd be really cool if I could hit it out of the air.
Batters up.
That is a 21 to hit.
Misses.
Not hit.
So I know I said Laurel was harder to hit,
Supposedly.
but like, come on.
Not that
That's
hard.
only 1 damage.
Oh, okay.
Supposedly harder to hit.
One?
Then we're gonna really spice things up.
You don't have to.
crawls over the side, runs up to Oot.
Emond.
No.
No.
Not again.
That's right. Non-canonical human Anders. Once again, your enemy. That's
We already killed you.
well over a 20 to hit. Jerk. Oot takes 2.
No.
Oot do.
No.
I'm not used to taking damage.
You'll get used to it.
What's this like, Linnaeus?
It hurts.
It kind of sucks. You'll get used to it. It's fine.
Well, this will be fun. End of the round. Each Chaos Beast can teleport a d6 yards in a random direction. Sorry,
Random
not
direction.
gets to, must teleport 1d6 yards in a random direction.
Oh,
So I need an
God.
That's
What if it just lands on top of you?
hysterically inefficient.
and you want a 6?
Okay. I got 6. Thank you. So the Emond one first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2. And then a d6. 3 yards and the turtle goes also to 4, so it just appears next to the wall. And the one on Rill, 8, 7, 6.
Yeah, still within range.
Yeah, you're good. Okay, I'm gonna hold on to this D for the moment. Okay, that's the end of the round. We're at the start of the next one. You're no longer surprised, and fast and slows.
Fast.
Slow.
Slow. Times 2.
Okay,
Fast.
so it was fast, slow,
Slow.
Great. I'm going to slow with the lizard. I'm going to fast with Emond, and I'm going to slow with the turtle. Fast turns, you two.
Go ahead.
Laurel's going to use her new power and smack this thing really hard.
Okay.
So she's going to hit this thing with Gravity Strike. She gets to attack with a boon and deal bonus damage if she hits.
Hold on for just a second. You're within 10 yards of the Chaos Site, which is sourced by the Chaos Gem. So I'm trying to check if this is going to... I think it's just a Bane on perception checks. But I want to double check that. Rank 1 Site. Minor Chaos effects. Small objects occasionally move around, change color, and otherwise transform. Anyone in a rank 1 Chaos Site takes 1 Bane on all perception rolls, and every hour you spend in it makes you take 1 Discord. But we're well away from that.
Okay.
The range of a rank 1 site is only 10 yards, so you guys weren't in it when you were outside of this tomb. And even when you were in the first half of the tomb, you're not in it.
Okay.
This beast, however, Chaos Beast, whenever you try to strike it, it does impose 1 Bane on the roll.
Ah.
When it's within the radius? Or just in general?
Let me get exact for you. Tiny Chaos Beast.
Flat D20 roll. That sucks.
Chaos Beast imposes 1 Bane on anyone who makes attack and against it. Doesn't specify ranged or martial or melee. So anyone who makes an attack against a Chaos Beast has a Bane.
Shit.
Damn.
Don't roll a 0 or less.
Don't tell me what to do.
Hey. Hey.
I'll do it if
Don't
I
do
want to.
Okay. So I would get a boon for using Gravity Strike.
Mm-hmm.
But I also get a Bane, so they cancel out.
Mm-hmm.
I could spend a secret point for a boon,
True.
which I will.
Okay.
Got you this. Oh, and I'm glad I did.
Uh-huh.
That is a 10.
A 10 does not hit.
That's so unfortunate.
R.I.P. The other fast turn, Saxter.
I'm going to throw a knife at that one with
Also, I
the
hate you.
Noted.
the one with the this thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw. I'm also going to do the exploit weakness, so 2 Banes on this.
Okay.
Which I know. I'm
Big
using
risk,
a different
big
dice.
reward.
Huh?
Big reward if you hit.
I guess you only ever use the higher of the 2 Banes.
Yeah, but still. Fuck. Well, that was a 6, so I don't need to. So, hang on, wait. 14 plus.
4 is 12.
Yeah, 12.
A 12 does not hit.
Fuck, these guys are hard to hit. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, you know we have really bad modifiers, right? Like, this is in D&D.
One that I may take a fast turn, represented by the wow, right out the old brain. The Eamon Mini, yes. The Eamon Mini is going to use their fast attack to make a rend attack. This is melee or short ranged, so we're just gonna do a little one against
Or short range.
Saxter. We'll see how it goes. And I have hot dice tonight, so watch out. That was 19 to hit,
That hits again.
and that's another 6 damage.
Oh my god, no!
That's
I'm at 9 damage.
Oh,
I'm
lordy.
hurting.
what's your health?
17.
15.
15.
Yeah,
Okay.
15.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can't take many more of those.
Can't read your...
Nope. I'm trying not to.
Slow turns. Only person here is the Barracoot combo.
The boot.
The boot.
Are we able to move through allies? Like the same space? Or not so much?
Do diagonal.
Can I clamber over Saxter and Linnaeus?
You can. They're going to be difficult terrain, so twice movement for each
Okay.
climb up or climb down.
So 2 for each climb over.
Yep.
All right. I guess we'll both get next to Cape Man.
Okay.
Excuse me. Sorry there. And yes, we're gonna use a coordinated strike,
Okay.
which is on page 192, so that I know what I'm doing. 192. All right, so we're each gonna make an attack against the same creature. Do we have? You said Banes against each.
1 Bane is imposed by the Chaos Beast.
1 Bane for each of our
For
attacks.
each attack, yes.
Okay. Well, that's not great. Let's see. 8.
Quick math.
It's hard. Okay. Ooh.
Was that the Bane? No.
That was Oot's Bane.
Did any of your rolls get below a 0?
Nothing got below a 0.
Okay.
But can I use a secret point to re-roll?
It's not a re-
Or-
it's a-
Can't
what
re-roll.
is
It gives you a boon.
It adds a
One
boon.
Yeah.
Yes, so that would cancel out your Bane.
Cancel out my Bane.
Correct.
I forgot what I rolled because I think it smooshed over. Golly gee willikers. What was it? It was a 13. Because I subtracted 5. It was. I remember. Okay. Can I get rid of the Bane on my roll? And I rolled a 13?
Yeah, you spend a secret point
Question
on that.
mark?
So that makes your attack.
Or
to
actually,
the-
I'm sorry. I rolled a 15 because I add my strength to the attack. And it was a 5 on the boon, so it made it down to a 10. So then I canceled out. I'm sorry, the Bane.
So the die
I canceled
was,
out the Bane.
The die was a 15.
Die was a
without
13?
Any boons or the die was a 13.
Yes.
Without any boons or banes.
Yes.
Because those canceled out. So
Yes.
13 plus your strength is
15.
15. 2 hit
Yes.
hits.
Yeah. Okay. Oot doesn't. And I have my cool sword now. And it got 4 damage.
4 damage. Okay. And that was the Eamon. So
And we get no
Is it
extra
dead yet?
d6 because we did not roll. So is that my one use or my use
put
of
3
that?
there.
Like it causes. Does it cost an essence point to
It
use?
doesn't cost an essence point. You have this many.
You can use a level of a power a certain number of times.
And this is at level 1.
Yeah, I was going to ask for clarification on that. I think it's your essence.
So I can use it once. So
There's a
that's-
table
Oh, there's a table
to look at.
That's the one
Yeah.
time that I used it, so we're done. Okay.
Do you need the seekers?
Yeah, I'd like to see the table.
It should be at the very end in all those reference stuff. It should have a table for how many power uses per day. Should. Okay. Anything else for... Was that just your turn for the coordinated attack, or did it count as Oot's?
So Oot and I rolled at the same time. Oot did not hit. I did. So the coordinated strike only works if we both hit.
Sure. That was your turn for the coordinated strike power, though, right? Or does it take both of your turns to do that?
We both have to hit on our turn to do that, from what I understand.
But what he's asking is, does it
I'm
cost his
sorry.
action also? Or is it just your action? Because Oot moved and you moved.
Right.
And
You
But then
use
Oot
your
attacked,
action.
and then I attacked.
You used your action to use that power. What does that power do?
I'm sorry. I target one of my bondmates, so Oot. You and
Okay.
the target each make an attack against the same creature. If both you and the target hit, the creature takes an extra 1d6 damage and falls prone.
Okay. In that, it doesn't sound like Oot uses their action. You're making Oot use an attack. But Oot has not taken an action yet. So Oot can still take an action on
Can
their
still
turn.
attack
Yep.
on his turn. Okay. All right. Then we'll try again.
With a bane.
With a bane. That's... Do we use strength to attack with Oot? Okay. Sorry.
He's a strong
18.
boy.
He's a strong
18 hits.
Sweet. And he does...
I need to make a con save.
No, you need to make a strength challenge roll,
Yeah.
actually.
Where am I? What?
Who are we? 5 damage.
5 damage.
Nice.
Is this poisoned?
Yeah? Because you have to do a strength challenge roll not to be poisoned.
Okay,
whenever he
they're immune
attacks.
to poison.
Okay, then
okay.
never mind. So they're not poisoned then.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Cool. This Chaos Beast looks super messed up.
Great.
But
I love
it is
that
still
for them.
alive.
That sucks, though.
Okay. You were the last slow turn, Linnaeus?
Yeah, slurn.
Okay, what are these again? Things.
Those are the sarcophagi themselves. It counts as if you're moving over them, it'll be difficult terrain, so double the movement to traverse over them.
Could I stand on one?
You could climb on one.
I'm gonna do that.
Okay.
Okay. Should I try to take him out?
If you can. But I mean, if it's going to hurt you, or don't.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna move over there.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna try to club him, I think.
Sounds good. Do it with a bane.
Yep.
In the club.
And a boon because
Oh yeah,
flank.
you do have flank at this point.
So cancel
these
the
are size
bane.
1/2, by the way. So as long as 2 of you are there, it counts as a flank.
So then Oot and I had a flank, and I didn't.
True. Yeah.
Just want to say,
Okay.
real glad for that boon because I rolled a 5,
Ooh.
-1,
Ooh.
and just for fun, I rolled my bane, which was a 6, so it would have been below 0.
No.
Anyway, it's a 4.
No. Okay. Cool. Anything you moved, you actioned. Cool. All right. Runs up.
I feel like I should have like a polearm master or sentinel.
Oh, hot dice.
No,
your dice
That's-
suck.
Go put those in the
Stop.
freezer.
So that's
Freezer.
here.
19 on the 20, a 6 on the 6.
Oh my god.
That's already a
Yes,
25
you
hit.
hit.
Plus 5 from its strength mod. So
Oh, 30?
a 30 to
No,
hit.
I'm sorry. You don't get to play anymore. You
5
lose.
damage.
So strong.
No, I don't need them.
That's
Thanks, though.
bafflingly strong.
I have enough dice here.
No, you don't. You need to roll different dice.
Okay, that was its round
5
attack.
damage hurts like hell.
Sure does.
Ouch.
Is it the dice lab dice?
No, these are my
I am not the problem. All right, that's all I need to
No,
know.
you want the dice lab dice to
I want them
get
to
bad
suck.
rolls
I don't
against
want
you
yeah,
guys.
yeah.
I'm not using them right now.
I
I'm
know,
using my
that's
nice
why-
You should
gem
use them.
carved
I wish
dice.
this
I'm just saying it's not my
Heal
This
fault.
thing
tiny
wasn't the
chaos
full action.
beast is going to use the special attack Chaos Burst. He makes an attack against each target within reach of Rend, making each attack roll with 2 Banes.
Okay.
So, first, to hit Emond. That is a 12 plus 1, 13. That misses. To hit Linnaeus. That is a 9 plus 5, a 14.
Yeah.
Okay. You take 4 damage.
Oh.
To hit Oot. That is a 7.
No.
To hit Barrick. A 14.
Yeah.
Take 5.
Okay. I don't
Take
wanna...
5.
Just take 5.
And then against Saxter. That is 7. And
That
it
misses.
misses.
Yeah.
And that was that turn. Into the round. They warp. Okay. The Emond goes north into the wall. The turtle goes
Do you teleport into the wall
North-
and then suffocate?
against the wall. Poor choice of words. I'm so sorry to mislead you like this. And the lizard goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 south by 1. Okay, top of the round, fasts and slows.
My hand's numb.
Fast.
Completely, my hand's
What
completely
happened?
numb. I don't know. It's fine. Continue.
Okay, let me know if you need
Carpal tunnel
something.
does that, actually.
I'll take a slow.
Sounds like bad circulation. Slow,
Fast.
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 Slow. Slow.
For both,
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Because
uh,
we don't have reach.
I'm going to take 3 fasts. Okay. Player fast first. You 3, who's gone?
I'm slow.
You're slow.
I'm gonna try to hit.
Okay.
Bonk it.
Emond is injured.
Emond is very
injured. Okay.
Notably injured.
That's good.
Okay.
He deserves to be
sorry.
injured.
Jump down.
Okay. With Bane.
Oh wait, no.
Oh.
I don't want to do that. Sorry. Can I go back?
Oh yeah, because you're fast. You can.
Just bonk him from there.
Yeah, I think I can bonk him from there.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that
Is Barrick also
with a
fast?
bane.
Vit. Bane.
Is Oot fast?
We don't have reach.
It's a -5.
Great.
-6.
Chaos Beast feature Warp Reality.
I rolled a 1.
If
and
the
a 6
result
on the
of the
bane.
attack
Nope,
is 0 or less, the attacker immediately makes a second attack against a creature of the Chaos Beast's choosing, whether or not the new
It's okay,
target
guys. I can't hit.
is within range. Saxter.
It's okay. I can't hit with a bane.
It's a new attack?
It's a new attack. You're not attacking the Chaos Beast, so there's no bane.
There's no bane.
It's a new attack.
I am so sorry. I
is
rolled
it?
a 17.
That hits.
4.
Okay.
You do a
Saxter is up.
D6.
I do a d6. It has the deadly property.
I'm at 13 damage.
I'm so sorry.
Surprised you're up.
Yeah.
2 away.
2 away.
Okay.
Yep.
I don't know why I did that.
What the hell?
I'm sorry.
But
Thought we were
I
friends.
think it's more like a portal opened up than your weapon like swung through it.
I never hit.
Saxter's fast
Yeah.
turn.
I'm going to throw. I'm going to throw in that.
Not gonna heal.
don't think it would matter at this point. I think killing them
Yeah.
them
We
faster.
gotta take them out.
Shit. Okay. You know what? I'm gonna try and throw a knife at this one.
A turtle?
Yeah.
Okay.
With 2 banes.
One of those banes is optional, right?
What?
Are you...
Yeah, one of
Yeah,
them is optional.
Okay, just checking.
Yeah. 3, 1. 11 misses.
You miss, but you don't attack your allies, so that's good.
I'd understand.
Okay. The other 2 of you were doing slow turns, so I'm up to bat. We're going to start with the lizard.
Yeah, kind of work that. Doing a slow turn.
19 on the 20 plus another 8 hits.
Stop.
How about 5 instead?
Oh my god. Maybe we should run.
Yeah.
These are hot dice.
Do you realize what you've
Do you want
done?
to use these ones?
No, I don't think so.
It's okay.
Um,
I'm excited to see what new characters and new story we roll.
Yeah.
up
we got
with Baxter.
Baxter. Baxter's coming in.
And Maneus.
And Maneus. Speaking of Maneus, the turtle against Linnaeus.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
17.
Yeah.
6.
Oh my god. Wait. Okay, no, we're okay. We're okay.
Well, you might want to look up death rules anyway, because Eamon's going to.
I'm going to.
Hey, Owen,
Didn't
you're
have to
allowed to
draw
fudge
session.
the dice.
Will this session.
I am. Hot shit. Oh my god.
Bye, guys.
I'm going to get beat up after this session. It hits.
Well, welcome to the last session of the Unreliable podcast.
This was a really
everyone.
fun podcast. I enjoyed playing
Big
with you
sessions.
all.
That was really cool.
2.
Still up.
Okay.
Barely.
How much more? Okay, 2 to go.
Peace. 2 for peace out. Bye. Gonna look up death.
Okay, we're on slow turns. Eamond is so hurt.
Okay. So we can be on top of the sarcophagi?
Absolutely.
Okay. Oot would like to get on top of this one.
Okay.
I would like to get right here. Are we like, whatever the flanking term is?
You are surrounding
to-
the tiny chaos beast.
Okay.
You'd be surrounding either that you attack because there's 2 of you next to whichever one you're going to go for.
Cool. Okay. I'm gonna have Oot attack first, and he's gonna attack that guy.
Great. Would they?
With a min? Does it still get a min because we're next to each other?
You're attacking. It cancels out.
Yeah?
So it's
Okay.
a neutral roll.
So just flat. So, and it's with strength, so that's a 15.
That hits.
Nice. Okay.
If you do any amount of damage, it kills the tiny chaos beast.
I did any amount of damage.
Excellent. So good. That's great.
Literally
news.
one.
Fantastic. Even chaos beast and just dies in a horrible way.
Ew.
Ew.
And then
That was just Oot's attack.
that was
though.
just Oot's attack. I would like to attack the turtle.
Great. You have a neutral attack.
I have never said in my life.
Hit that turtle.
15.
15 hits.
All right. 15
Hit that
hits the
turtle.
Hit that. What that turtle do?
That turt.
No.
Damn, I found the line. I traipsed across it.
5.
5 damage?
Yes.
Great. 5 damage.
Oh, done.
That was good turn. Good job.
Hell yeah. I love that.
How's Laurel?
This is
Laurel's
turning around.
hurt.
That turn.
Laurel
turned it
might
around.
use her Healy power.
It's a good idea.
Yeah. It wouldn't be bad.
I just wish I could do anything else useful while I did it. And I would take an opportunity attack if I walked away or jumped away.
It has not used its trigger action.
Well, damn.
I say heal.
Yeah, I'm going to heal.
That way you can tell our story.
Yeah.
So I will use Strength and Essence. I will not run, but I will, like,
I will also tell your story.
flip over and land on the other side of it, I think.
Okay.
That's the first thing I'll tell them.
Flip accomplished.
I like that you actually flipped the mini. That was a little flourish. You didn't have to do it, and I appreciate it.
I did have to do it. He said she flips over, so.
We're not doing this on video, but I appreciate the commitment to the bit.
Okay. And I guess that's a slow turn.
Okay.
But now we're top of round.
Yeah, we're at the top of the round.
Now-
Sorry.
Oh.
They teleport. Turtle
Into the wall.
goes this way by 4. Turtle's in the
Turtle.
corner. Lizard goes north by 6 and just smashes into the north side. Okay, now we're at the top. Fast and slows.
Fast.
Question.
Answer, daily double.
Short range is 5 yards.
I believe
so. I guess double question. Can I throw, like,
There's
through them? Or...
rules about cover. Banes for cover.
There are cover rules, and as to...
But otherwise you could.
I think you would need to move 1 yard closer to be able to throw at that distance.
I'm going to do a slow turn then.
Okay.
We're gonna do fast.
Slow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gonna lick more hair off of
Laurel's
tree?
fast.
Oh, good
Slow.
girl.
First she's gonna move, and then that's her action. She will lick more hair.
Did you come over dramatically?
She did.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Okay. So it was slow,
Fast.
fast. Great. I'm gonna do 2 slows.
Too fast. Oh,
I'm
I
doing
understand.
2 slows.
I understand.
I am going to help Saxter.
In what way?
I can make an intellect challenge roll. Sorry, I looked up death and I have to go back to actions.
Good job, Lisa.
Yeah, it's an intellect challenge roll, and if I succeed, you get a boon on your next action, I believe.
Huh. That's very kind of you. If this works. Suspiciously
It's
kind.
because I hit you
What's
really
your
hard.
You feel bad?
I bonked you with my club, and I'm sorry.
I wish I had another secret point.
Yeah, it's an intellect challenge roll, so it's above a 10. I have to beat a 10, right? I'm gonna go home.
I have to point out you have a secret point right there.
I do. I'm gonna re-roll it. Or out of a boon. Okay. You're welcome.
Thank you.
What can
It's a 14.
except
It's a 14.
A 14. So I succeeded the challenge roll, so you get a boon on your next action. I'll
Okay.
double check that if it's an action or attack, but either way.
Attack is an action,
Yeah.
so that's very kind of you. Thank you.
cool. That's Linnaeus Larill.
I wish I had another use of gravity strike, but I don't. So I'm going to use swift action, and because I used my strength and essence, I get to use it without expending a use.
Okay.
And I will do so to leap through the air and try and stab the thingamajig.
Okay.
Gangster. That's really cool.
Actually,
Yeah,
I think
the
you were.
turtle's too far away.
It's your next attack.
So
or
I
challenge.
just like ditched it and ran at the turtle instead. But I'll jump through the air and try and hit it.
Okay.
So I get a boon for being airborne. I get a bane for it
Being a chaos
evil.
beast, yes.
So it's just a flat d20 roll, which
Okay.
I really
There's
hate.
nothing wrong with flat.
I really hate
Some people like that.
not getting super bonuses. 15.
15 hits.
15 does hit. I still just only roll a d6 for damage. 4.
4 damage.
Pretty sure that's the first time that one's been hit.
It is.
But it keeps hitting you.
Hitting me.
The hits keep happening.
Its body is a machine built to hit Dylan's character. Okay, that was the 2 fasts. I was doing slows, so slows from the players.
All right. Do you want to go? Or?
You? Please.
All right.
I mean.
And you can break up movement, right?
Yes.
Like before and after an attack. Okay.
Oui.
So
He picks up the mini. He hovers above the mini. It's like chess. If you pick up the mini, you have to move it.
Can I throw it from here?
Yes.
You can throw from anywhere
or
you
is
want.
that gonna
You got an angle.
Whether or not you'll hit is a different question.
all right. So
Don't listen to him.
I have a boon from
Don't
that.
listen to me.
Counteracts the natural bane. I am putting another bane on it because I do terrible.
Okay.
I do terrible damage otherwise.
teasing.
It's a 1d3. It's nothing. All right. Okay, so 14.
You have a secret point?
I do. I'm going to use the seeker point.
Okay.
All right.
That cancels out one of the banes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that so aggressively.
You're good.
Saxter's good at throwing shit. I'm not. Okay.
So you get a 19 instead.
Yeah. So
You
or it would have just been flat. It would have canceled out.
Yeah.
Only
Yeah.
one of the banes, because you had 2 banes, right?
Yeah.
Plus a boon from
Plus
me.
a boon from that and a boon
And then
from
a boon from the secret
Gotcha.
point.
So
Yes.
cancel both banes with both boons.
Yep.
1, 6, and 1. So 8 damage.
8 damage kills it.
Yes.
Nice.
Man.
Get over here.
I'm working on it.
All right. And I'm gonna finish my movement. 1, 2, 3.
Good call. Good call. You scurry around the other side, out of line of sight of anything still.
Yeah, I know there's
Going.
still an evil chaos lizard in there. I'm 2 health away from dying. So damn,
That's why I healed. Yeah, I was about
I
there.
know.
Plus, I wanted to save up power use.
Michaela paces out Barrick steps, looks unimpressed, and knocks over Laura.
She's like over here somewhere.
Correct.
She's like halfway across the room from the thing.
Okay.
Michaela lost count,
She did.
starts over.
2, 3. 9.
I think you can do one more too.
I
If
can do one more.
does
Okay,
is
so
Oot come
To
into
leave a
It's
spot for
also-
Oot.
Because that would
Hell yeah.
away from me, so that's 10.
Barrick and you burst into the
Beautiful.
blast chamber.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
Boot.
Alright.
Beautiful.
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 All right. Oh, Oot's not
Now
having
these are
a
going to be
good
flat rolls
day.
because you are giving each other a boon for surrounding it, but a bane for it being it.
Oot gets a flat 3.
Flat 3 is not going to trigger that warp reality,
Well, it
so
won't.
it's all good.
I'm sorry, flat 4.
Whoa.
Barrett gets a 15.
That's better
15
than a 4.
hits.
That is better than a 4. Many people are saying this. 6 damage.
Nice.
What does deadly
This
mean?
was Barrick.
Plus
Yeah.
2. D6
So for
plus 2.
your
Okay,
weapon,
I've already got that
it's
written
a
down.
plus 2.
I've already got that written down, so we're good. So
With
yeah, 6.
6 damage, the last Chaos Beast is cut down. And you all breathe a sigh of relief.
Close.
Is everyone alive? Barely.
Yeah.
Okay.
that really hurt.
Those things hit very hard.
Gonna use a couple more warp realities on this
Oh
round.
my god.
And one of you is going to go down from warp reality that round, just from that big multi-strike thing. So good job.
You're not allowed to use that D20 anymore.
Yeah, retire it.
I used both of them.
Dice lab dice all the time.
I'll go grab the high variance
I'll
20.
go buy you more dice, and you can just use those.
I think there's a new moon coming up. Just put him out in the darkness. Curse him.
Curse them.
They're already cursed. Fuck those things.
Yeah, geez, that was ridiculous.
That was me.
Yeah.
Good dice.
No, bad dice.
Good dice.
Bad dice.
Okay, you all fall silent in the chamber, heavy breathing and a lot of pain, but you're alive, and that's pretty great. You inspect the remnants of these chaos beasts, and it looks like, yes, it looks like just some sort of weird abomination that has been constructed, not out of these tombs perchance, but just something freaky that's shown up in the world.
Terrible.
I don't like it.
What's the deal with the chaos node or crystal? Or I forget what they're called.
It's a large chaos.
And like, it's not a thing that we want to bring with us. Like, it's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing. Could we try to break it?
That is a bad.
Part of me thought that made them explode.
Do you say that? Because Saxter's going to hide behind a tomb if that's the case.
Oh, come on. We're getting there.
That was dicey.
Chaos.
A little bit, yeah.
Sight.
How's Laurel?
Laurel's at 8 damage right now.
Okay.
Out of
Too
14.
bad. Yeah.
After healing 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was...
Mm-hmm.
She was also like 1 hit away, so I figured I'd heal and at least make it have to be a lucky hit.
Yeah.
You have
13 damage out of 15 health.
same.
Oh. What?
You making my boss fall over?
She was playing with the string that was coming out of my yarn ball, so I was playing with her, and then the yarn ball fell over, and she got scared.
Silly woman.
Yarn ball fights
Sorry.
back. She was not.
No worries.
If we camp in the forest, we can heal more.
That's excellent. I want to heal more.
My friends are trees. They'll help us, I guess. I don't know how it works.
Hey, we're not
Can we bring
trees.
a bunch of plants into an inn in
friends?
Highstone with us so we can sleep in a bed?
We go to an inn and just have a bunch of potted plants that we bring with us. It's my emotional support
okay,
ficus.
so- This is a chaos shard,
Shard.
which is a named thing.
Yeah, they're bad.
I think you all, just as adventurers and people who live in Gaia, know that chaos shards can cause chaos sites and places where the world is sort of distorted and reality's weird, and that will attract chaos beasts over time. So chaos shards don't have like a one single source of why they show up in a certain area. Sometimes they just show up randomly. Sometimes they're inspired or brought about by chaos wielders, the like mainlanders who go down that path, who lose control of their discord. There's a really famous chaos shard way out in the like far northeast of the Naga homeland, where it's like a full-on like storm. Ooh. Ah. Now that I look for it, I can't find it.
I trust you. I believe it's there.
Thank you.
I don't.
Who's
If I don't see it, I
You
don't
hit us
believe it.
real hard. I don't trust you
sure
anymore.
did. Okay.
Yeah, you didn't even ask.
It's out there. It's called, I
There's
think,
no
the
consent.
Well. But chaos shards do benefit chaos wielders. Otherwise, they're something that the first recommendation is steer clear of them. And if you have to encounter them, let's see. Chaos wielder can do that. Shards energy for pushing. You can't simply hit a chaos shard with a weapon and expect to harm it. Destroying one of these requires a lengthy cleansing ritual to all who participate. Bend their essence towards containing and dissipating the chaos energy of the shard. To engage in a ritual, you and at least 3 other must use an action and spend 1 minute in concentration within short range of the Chaos Shard. After the minute elapses, if your concentration hasn't been broken, you take a strain and reduce the Chaos Shard's rank by 1 to 3. By 1 to 3, the range. If you reduce it to 0, the shard dissipates and is destroyed. Having more than 4 people participate reduces the amount of strain. For every 3 additional people, the strain is reduced by 1, with a minimum of 1 strain per minute. So if you want to cleanse this Chaos Shard, there's a ritual that's known throughout Gaia of people who focus their essence to purge that.
It is known.
Maybe we could get paid more for doing it.
I feel like we should. I also wonder, like, was this... So there's like a divot in the floor and there's like the channel, like the chimney thing. I'm wondering, like, was this like conjured here recently as like part of this attack on the tomb, or like is this just here? Like, was the tomb built around this thing?
You, at the very least, I'll say that the chimney doesn't look like it was made recently. It's been smoothed over time and from like rain eroding it.
Is there anything else in this cave other than this Chaos Shard? I'm just wondering, like, it kind of feels like this tomb was built around this thing, which maybe they'll get mad at us for cleansing it, which
As
would
you
be dumb, but...
investigate further, you see that these more shards of like porcelain and clay type material are found scattered on the edges of the chamber, and they all look like they come from the same type of material or potentially even the same item. And it looks like you only see them around the edges of the room.
Okay. We should cleanse this then. If we cleanse it, we don't have much proof for that this was here. I guess we take one of the Chaos Beasts back with us.
Yeah.
Do you... can I do it even though I don't really have essence powers or anything?
Every human has essence.
Yeah.
You don't have an essence score.
Right. So
but
like
you can still do it.
Strain like damage me more? Like, am I more susceptible to
No.
it?
Strain is your capacity for strain is based on your will.
Yep.
I have shit will. my will is 8. It's my lowest stat.
Yeah, I think like your will helps determine how quickly you shed strain.
Okay.
But in general, I think everybody can deal with some and shed it.
Gotcha. Before I forget, I want to use my healing power to heal my healing rate a little bit.
Sounds good.
I'm going to do that too.
I could do that again.
Reviewing strain. Most people begin with 0 strain, and you cannot gain more strain than your will score. When you gain strain, you become fatigued for a number of rounds equal to your new strain total. When your strain reaches your will score, you suffer an essence break, which removes an amount of strain 1d6 plus your will mod, and some good to bad things happen on the strain or essence break table. And you recover strain when you take a rest. You roll a d6 and reduce it by 1 if you roll a 3, 4, 5, or 6.
Gotcha. Okay. And is there any way to determine, like observing this crystal, what stage it's at? Like how long this ritual would take?
How much strain we might have to take.
Huh?
How much strain we...
Yeah, exactly.
Would guess from the size of the chaos beasts here, and from the fact that so far you haven't taken on any discord at this point in time, you would estimate that it's a pretty low rank chaos shard. Roll a probably intelligence check. I can't think of any relevant boons for this.
I don't think I would have. Oh, that's not good. 7?
You're not sure exactly. 1 or 2. They go from 1 to 5.
Okay. What do we want to do about this crystal?
Go to the bathroom.
I don't really know.
I mean, I think if everyone consents to it, we should try to cleanse it.
Yeah, I think
It's a bit of a strain on everyone, but
I think we need to remove it while the coast is clear, and then we can rest up on the ship on our way back.
yeah.
Okay.
We have a day and a half travel back, so we should hopefully be able to recover.
All right.
Okay.
Then I
Fair.
say we do that.
Do you consent?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
To what?
Implicitly. I trust you all.
We're friends now.
We are.
She said so.
Okay. The 4 of you plus the 5 of you surround the chaos shard and start to concentrate, feeling your center, your essence, your connection to the planet and your various powers. And you focus that on the crystal. And you feel the absurdity, the weirdity, the oddity, the randomness, the chaos of this location start to ebb, be constrained, and eventually the large glowing blue crystal dims, dulls, goes out entirely, falls to the ground, and just like rolls off to the side and stops.
Oh, cool! But the crystal doesn't like disappear.
If you reduce it to 0, the shard dissipates and is destroyed.
Oh, okay.
So I guess after it lands, it just like slowly dusts and
Okay. It's just looking for proof that, like, hey, like this is what we were dealing with there.
yeah. Yeah.
I could cut off one of the beast's head. I'm good at that.
How big are the chaos
They're
beasts?
little, right? They're
They
size
are half size.
We could just take one
Yeah,
with
we
us.
can just take one.
I think
Lash it to the prow.
I think we grab one of those.
Keel haul it.
One of the like shoulder pads or whatever of the Blackheart guys.
Yeah,
Just to show-
something that shows the symbol.
Cool.
Okay.
and then we sleep.
Okay. On your way out of the middle tomb with all the sarcophagi, I'm going to ask for one more perception check from everyone. No Banes this time because the chaos side is dissipated.
50.
18.
10.
Oot got 15. I got 17.
You all notice that one of the shelves in the middle of the room where there are a bunch of cobwebs, one of them is completely cleared out. Like someone has rifled through it.
Well, let's go rifle through it.
Great.
Okay.
You head over and rifle. You see what appears to be a type of sort of information on this tomb site containing a loose inventory. And you quickly gather information that the stone door that was rolled out of the way was not directly mentioned, but between like some of the other pieces of it, and you having played Blueprints recently, there's some like bolded words and some clues indicating that there's a secret door behind here. In addition, you gather that between everything else on the inventory on the shelves and what is listed on this site, there's a document referred to as the truth of the gods gifted to our blood.
Weird.
And as you check through everything else, there's not like any other historical document or anything. It's mostly like this. Thank you. It's mostly this piece of. This was this person fighter's favorite quiver. And so we've left this there to honor them. There's no other like strong historical texts.
Mm-hmm. So this is basically saying, like, as in like this
Bless you.
document that has the funny name is like here, like in as one of the items here, or
It's supposed to be.
and presumably we didn't see any notice of, which means it's missing.
Correct.
Lovely. Maybe it was in the super secret room.
Presumably. Do it. Do what you want. Kiwi, mango, pineapple, apple. Every time I look on my sneeze, my sister bullies me with fruit names and makes me stop. So I apologize for spreading the hurt.
That's really specific and I like it.
Yeah, that's pretty strange. Bless you.
Thank you. I didn't, but thank you. Ooh,
Bless you anyway.
thank you.
Okay.
Gesundheit.
Thank you.
And as you all head back to the Obstinate's Fit, we're going to call that there.
We didn't die.
Did not die.
Did not die.
Barely.
Very touch and go there for a little bit.
Hey, cool new editor Owen here, back at the end of session 6, where I think I'm actually getting ready to upload all this stuff. Anyway, thanks for listening. If you have anything you want to talk to us about, you can email us, unrolliablepod@gmail.com. I've spelled it before and I won't spell it again. Go back in time. Thanks again. Hope you laughed and have an unrolliable day.
That'd be really sad if I preferred plain toast,
That would be.
unadorned. It's mostly just laziness. I just want something to fill the void.
For a long time, when I first got her, she would just like take loose socks out of my closet and move them around. She stopped that for a while. And this week, I finally came home from work and she'd brought a closet all the way downstairs, right into the kitchen.
A whole closet?
She was hard at work. She is a girl boss.
Amazing. That's so many trips.
She had many hours.
She put some overtime into that.
Oh, what did I call that place? Hello!
Oh my god, he's
Back
alive.
from the dead.
Dylan's here.
Hi, guys.
Hello!
How was your pizza, young man?
He brought it.
Did you only bring breadsticks with you? That's the most Dylan thing I've ever seen.
God, that's so Dylan.
Well, thank you for the breadsticks.
You're so
I love
kind,
breadsticks.
Dylan Breadman Morris.
Steal all of the leftover pizza. That's for us.
Well, duh.
Well, you put your face in a lilac bush.
But it smelled so good.
That's why the allergies.
Bubbles, fly out.
Ah!